Right, those demanding bastards haven't been waiting too long. Let me just get into character a little bit before I start. Hello, big boy. All right, son. How you looking here? Oh, that's right, son. Go on. That's right. You stand up, right? We'll show 'em, me and you, me and the little fella. Between us, you just hide under the table there. I tuck you under there. Don't worry, if I use the toilet, I'll just stick you in the old 12 o'clock position, you know, under the belt. You know the score. Right, I suppose I better get on with the old, the shambles that is the live stream. Right, let's pretend to be someone else. All right. Didn't we have a new comedy intro? Let me get some light on the subject. In the tradition of this 5-6 years old channel now, just turn the brightness up on my monitor. That should do it. Here we go. All right. Russell Burnham feels violated. How do you think I feel? That weren't even me. That was my twin brother. Fiddling about. Russell Burnham, you new on the firm, or have you been lurking for some time? Let's get some LOs in before the riffraff turn up. Although we all know the riffraff are in early because they're the ones we want, let's be honest. Hello, Gaffney. Good to see you. Cron Melavin, Mr. Palmer, Scorry, lovely. Hello, Jess. Chris. Ooh, hello, Rags. Good to see you, mate. Steve. Baz. Hello, Pags. Good one. Nice. Bison American Clubs on the firm. Martin Davis is here. Good. I think they're all piling in at 2. They're moving in too fast. Name that film. They're coming in too fast. What's that movie? Hello, Daz. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. All right, Wolfie. Nice to see you, mate. Dr. Rubinstein himself. The violated one. Willis. Nice. Henry. Hello, son. All right, mate. All right, Paul Candy. All right, William, nice to see you. Moslab, well, just, you know, it's gone down to a shivering 29 degrees on this Tuesday evening. Hello, Leon, nice to see you. Were you not expecting me? Did I say not? The missus has moved into her new drum, so maybe that's why I'm here. I don't know. Hello, SUBSTACK, nice to see you, mate. Hello, Jethro Hatero. Hello, RMF. Good to see you. Russell's been subbed a while, but doesn't always make the streams. That's all right. Nice to see you this time. I've been trying to do the times a little bit earlier here, a little bit later here, just so that people such as yourself might be able to, you know, catch a bit of it live occasionally. I'm also on an absolute, what would we call it? Go on, someone tell me. It's what I'm in regarding my novel. No jokes or you'll be banned. I'm in like when I finish this, I will get through another a galan. I mean another one because there's the remnants of one I've already put away. Pile it on. Isn't it weird? The missus loves it. The missus loves it when I get a bit of a belly. I mean, I've been a lanky streak of piss all my life. But she certainly feeds me. All right, Glenn, nice to see you. Norwich was all right, wasn't it? Who needs a Bamiyang, eh? 42 is on the firm. It was Star Wars. Plenty of people got it. LOLC 350, good to see you. Right, there's too many people in for names now, but nice to see you all. All right, Moslab. Gaffney says you suit beige. Well, I've always had that colour skin. In fact, I'm going to do something about the skin colour. I'm going to do something about the whole colour. It's a little bit dowdy. I don't feel dowdy. I don't feel flat like I did yesterday. Got to say, though, the scrubbage pulled me right through it. Thanks to Grego, by the way, for that meme. I think it was Grego. It certainly deserves having another look at. He said to me, you can use this when you're late. I don't know where he got that photo from. I guess I put it on an interview or something. Nice photo though, with the old sunflowers and that Picasso in the background. The Picasso's a bit worn though. Used to chop up on that old board. That was nice. That was my bath in my Soho pad, the one on Lexington Street. Sitting there for hours. Always had to set an alarm clock though. And not even a mobile one. It had to be the proper one with dagga, 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 dagga. And I set it for every sort of 5 minutes so that when I inevitably fell asleep, I didn't die. Deaths in baths are overrated. Yeah, that's just why it goes. Hello, Willow. Good to see you, son. All right, Vincent. I will absolutely take focused trajectory. I love that. I'm exactly on that, Willow. I warned you. I think the girlfriend just called me. She's probably going to bed, so let's get this one out of the way. She's in her new drum, and I'll tell you some little stories about it in a minute. Yeah, she just sent me a picture. Hello, my love. Where are you?
Apartment.
You're in your apartment. Whose apartment? Whose? Nuggy. Oh, it's yours, is it? All right. All right, love. Listen, I'm making a video. I will talk to you tomorrow. Get some sleep.
I'm asleep now.
You're already asleep, are you? Hi.
No.
Yeah, you've had a very busy day. All right, darling. Loads of love to you. I love you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow you come again?
Yeah, I think I'll probably see you tomorrow, yeah.
Okay.
All right, bye. Bye, darling. Love you, bye. And there's the girlfriend. So how's this for a weird turnout? I didn't even get sorting out that colour, did I? I'll tell you why it's a weird turnout, because I don't think it would work the other way. Let's try a bit of this. No, that's just not right. How about this? How about a bit of this? Oh, it done it. Hang on. That's all right, innit? I know it's a little bit yellow. Hang on. There you go. Acceptable. All the effects, all the digital flourishes a man, woman, in between could want from a stream. Now, before the riffraff turn up, we've got the intelligent people in. Oh, marketing working them. As all the intelligent, generous, likely to donate people are in. Yeah. I want your outlook on this. So my missus has moved into a new apartment, right? She grew up homeless. They lived on the street. Shocking life, Whole family living under a fucking bivouac in the street, collecting things they could sell that they found in the street. It still happens here. Loads of people live like that. There's no welfare. It works. People go from nothing to something because they have to. And she's now got a nice apartment, and it's a nice apartment. It's not anything special, but it's got a separate bedroom. It's got a shower. It's got a separate toilet and another toilet in the shower. So like a guest toilet, basically. Nice kitchen, fridge, freezer, washing machine, things she's never had, right? So she invited me round there today. And for food, she said, my family's here. Would you come and join us for food, like for the new house? Apparently it's a tradition. I suppose it's like when we buy a housewarming party, they have a housewarming food. Now, in the kitchen, there's a table with 4 or 5 chairs around it. There's a couple of other chairs distributed around the drum in different places. And all the food has been bought. Now, they buy this duck, and the duck is on like a, what is it, like that rotisserie? I think it was Mitch Hedberg that said a rotisserie is just like a really morbid Ferris wheel for chickens. But it's like a rotisserie duck. And when you choose your duck, and it's got its head and its feet, it's full duck. It's full duck. When you choose the one you want, they pull it off its spike, put it on the table, get a meat cleaver, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Chop it into 5 bits, scrape that up into your bag, then give you a load of leaves, then a load of other leaves, then leaves with branches. Seriously. And all that's about $3. $3. And so they had that. They had a few other weird things that Lord knows what they were. They mixed up a lot of sauces, which is mainly oyster sauce, chili, like fresh chili, 5 or 6, chop them up, and the seeds. I'm like, oh, that looks lovely. Now, we could have easily all sat around this table and eaten, right? All the food was put on the table. So when it was all put there, I thought, right, so it's the mother, sister, sister's husband, my girlfriend, me. Well, easy get around that table. There's plenty of chairs. As I go out to get the other chair from the bedroom, they're putting it all on the floor. And they're moving a little coffee table out the way. And they're all sitting in the middle of the floor, eating with their hands, no knives, forks, or anything like that. So there's a big bowl of rice. There is a spoon in the bowl of rice, but once it's on your plate, then it's your hands. And what they do, they pick it up, they roll it into a ball, and they eat it's sticky rice, obviously. It's not like Uncle Ben's. It's not boiling the bags, savoury, ready-made. And they just, they sort of, that's how they eat. Traditionally, that's how they eat. And I thought, now, is the question, is it better our way of doing it? How do you define better in this context? And how would it be the other way round? Like, imagine if there was a load of Cambodians in England and one of them had a load of English people in England. One of them had a Cambodian boyfriend who lived in England. Oh, I wonder whether can you see where I'm going? Because I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm talking about. But we have hit 100, which means I can get the doors of Griftation opened. I'm sure some of you know a little bit what I'm talking about. I'm sure. Hello, Bushy. All right, Mark. Space Opera Mark, that is. All right, it is proper ducked up. It's quite nice, though, the duck like that, because it's not like, oh, they've trimmed the legs, they've trimmed this, here's the breast. You just get you get sort of like a cross section, and you have to, they've had all the giblets and all that's all already been taken out of it. I mean, they offer them to you, and they always take them, but she gives them to her mum. But it was quite a strange situation, but quite nice. It was quite nice actually sitting there. Just it's not Uncle Ben's anymore. It's just Ben's. RMF says our way is definitely better. Well, maybe, but they didn't need to wash up so much stuff because there was no knives, forks. I don't know. Who knows? I think it's just different. I think in cultural terms, you can't say what's better or worse. If there's a specific function, you can say that. It certainly did feel, nice to me to partake. And also that their technique with that sticky rice, they just grab it one hand, it's rolled, and by the time it's in the mouth, they're putting it in with their finger and thumb. Whereas I'm sort of like underarming it and trying to hoof it in, and they're all laughing. I've only been here 4 years. Bud Slinger, hello, mate. How can you stab your siblings without knife? There is that, but there's always a spare duck bone you can get in their ribs. Cannibalism is worse. One in the chat if you've seen that video going around when there's an explosion in Africa and there's a geezer there and he's just ripping bits of flesh off of this burning man's leg and eating it. I see it. 2 people sent it to me this morning. It was quite gross. He's just eating a burning man's leg. Yeah, I thought a few of you might have seen it. No fork in the rock, then. What's the damn rock? What the hell are you talking about, Mark? When in Africa. Have you not seen it? I can probably dig it out. I mean, let's have a look. I'll find it for you. You won't be glad. I might get in trouble for it because I think it might say something naughty on the video, and if it does, I won't be able. I might be able to OBS it off on the sly and get rid of the naughty bit. But we're having a call-in show, people. So here's how it goes. Audio is fine if you haven't got video, but if your audio is hard to listen to, I'll yeet you. Not because of what you're saying, but it's just really hard. You know, it's horrible. When right, I might be able to work this out without getting myself in trouble. Hang on. I think I can. I think I've got the technology. I'm going to have to do a live OBSing. I don't know if I can do it, though. Let me see. Right, let's see if I can do this. I might disappear for a couple of seconds, all right? But it's worth it because it's a very peculiar bit of footage. So I'm going to disappear, all right? But you might still... I'll be back in a moment. Entertain yourselves. Let people coming in late know that it's happening. Okay, that makes. Oh, hang on. I don't need to go just yet. I might not have to go at all, actually. Technology wizard, check me out. Right, can you still see me? Right, let's see if I can work this out. I think I bloody can. Right, I'll turn that up. What I'll do is I'll mute my. Right, I'm going to mute my mic. Right, that was a terrible fail. The thing is, someone's written something on the video which will get me banned, right? It will get me banned. So I'm going to try and do it again. Right, see you in a minute. Hang on, I'll mute my mic. It would appear I've achieved video. Now I'm going to have to forward past the first bit just because someone's used a racial slur and black people don't really care, I'm sure. But someone pretending to care on their behalf does care. Trigger warning, this isn't pleasant. This is actual cannibalism. So this isn't nice. So, but have a look at this. Right, let me see if I can work out how to do this without getting myself in all sorts of trouble. All right, hang on. I think I can do it. I've just got to fast forward it past that bit, but I want you to see the explosion so you know what's happened. All right, you're going to miss the explosion. There's been an explosion, right? There's been an explosion. So it's just gone quite, it looks like a bomb, might have been like a factory blowing up or something. And then this is what happens next. Now, I know nothing about this video. Maybe it's a hoax. If you can speak French, you'll be able to know what they're saying. But I've had to forward it. Oh, hang on. You can still read it. I know it's pathetic, but I have to do it. Right, here. So they're all currently running from the scene of the explosion, okay? And you see that geezer's eating, right? Well, there's the human leg that he's, you'll see him rip a bit of flesh off the calf muscle now. I mean, you know, we all like a barbecue. I don't know what to say to that. It's quite disturbing. So happy days, nice to see you. All right, happy New Year, Christmas time, mistletoe and thigh, and then his legs fell off. Of course, I mean I've heard of people eating roadkill, but you know that's a different level, isn't it? Be careful what you say, people, because they are onto you. And they will get rid of your channel, your subscription, and then it's all kinds of hassle after that. I mean, what done me about it is I don't even think the fellow was hungry. I think it was just some weird bravado. You see a lot of that with those kids who've been in the in the forces, not the army, not the forces, guerrilla war. I've got to be careful with that. You know, those kind of guerrilla sort of platoons that go out and they get young kids hooked on drugs and give them a Kalashnikov and send them in to fight. It's quite a mess, really. But, right, okay. Okay, so listen, here's how it works. We're going to have a nice relaxer. You can ring up. You can talk about something that's going on in your life. You can talk about something that's on your mind. You can talk about something that's in the news. You can talk about anything as long as you do so respectfully. You can be relaxed, you can be hyper. Drunk might be an issue. Anything overly intoxicated to the point where there's no communication will probably get yeeted. But if you've had a couple of beers or a couple of biffs, that's all right. But, you know, no sort of, it'll be like, bye. Unless, of course, you're unintentionally hilarious, in which case I'll just leave it running for as long as possible. But before we do that, let me just find this thing. I've just got to find this. Hang on. Oh, excuse me. Let me just find it. Oh, God, I've got hiccups. That'll be that, that damn. You are going to like this. It'll make you laugh. Right. One in the chat, if you've ever celebrated or know anyone who's celebrated Kwanzaa. 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 Now, miraculously, it starts on Boxing Day and ends on New Year's Day, which is interesting, isn't it? It's interesting, isn't it? Kwanzaa. Come on, you know Kwanzaa. What, you've never heard of Kwanzaa? You've never heard of Kwanzaa? What kind of racist are you? As I'll read, Kwanzaa is an annual celebration of African American culture from Boxing Day to New Year's Day. By some mad stroke of luck, culminating in a communal feast called Karamu. Well, you've never heard of it? How interesting, because it was made up by Maluna Karenga in 1966. Now, how many times have you heard me talk about culture being exclusive? Culture exists to exclude others. Culture is a way of a people to express something historical and say to people who aren't them in a healthy way, not in an aggressive, not in a we're better than you, just we are us. We know we are us. The Scrubs are us. Devon Tracy loves it. He always says it to me in his emails. But that's why we have scrubisms. That's why we have our own little rituals around here. The show's about to start shortly. That's beautiful. We've covered this. Is that a table on the ceiling? Etc. etc. It allows us to strengthen our group consciousness and our groupage. And it's meant to be exclusive. You know, when I hear all this madness in Europe, no, you can't have that anymore because it excludes others. Yeah, that's what it's meant to do. That's the point of it. Oh, they can have theirs, but what? Because that excludes the majority. That would seem even weirder. So Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. By the way, happy Kwanzaa to anyone who might be celebrating it. Kwanzaa was made up. Why would some commie make it up in 1966? Why? Why would they? To exclude others and to express their groupage. That's why. It's a classic. It's a perfect example of the exclusivity function of culture. Kwanzaa. Now, I don't give a shit about it. I think fair enough. You know, if you want to, we do it. Scrubs do it. We're called Scrubs. We do it. But there's certain cultures who aren't allowed to do it in their own nations. They're not allowed to have cultures that exclude other people. You know, there was that thing the other day where they're trying to make it so that kids don't, you know, there was a class in America where they were having to draw Father Christmas. And loads of commies have said, well, no. Some people don't believe in Father Christmas. Yeah, but America does. It's part of American tradition. It's part of European tradition. And so you go along with the tradition of the nation you're in, the republic you're in. Can you imagine going to Japan and you're sitting in there and the teacher says to all these 5-year-olds, right, we're going to draw samurais. They're part of our culture. And then loads of commies, loads of leftists start turning up and going, yeah, but my kids aren't interested in samurais. That's not our history. So can you stop drawing them in your Japanese school? And the Japanese school would say, how about cunt? How about cunt? But you know, but European peoples, no. You cannot have exclusive culture. It's the holiday season. It's the winter holiday season, if you don't mind. So while you're all sorting out your microphones and your haircuts and your beard trimmers and making sure you've got no dangles on the go, no one's heard of Kwanzaa. The woman who invented it and the 5 people that Mark Dice is about to take the rise out of. Hang on, that's not the one I wanted to show you. Here, I won't show you the whole video, but here's a little bit of a giggle at Kwanzaa. And what I want you to, I don't want to tell you how to read something, but I do. I want you to tell you to read my Substack, link in the description. Very, very good autobiographical writings by my good self. Will never be monetized. What I want to do when you watch it, I want you to check the blatant, the almost effervescent insincerity of these frauds while they're giving it the happy Kwanzaa. Yeah, no, good on you, Kwanzaa. You know, they know they're lying. They know they're lying. Now, again, I think it's good that people set up, you know, exclusive cultures. I just think it should be, I think that fairness should be equally distributed amongst all human groups, especially minorities. You know, especially I think minorities should really be able to have exclusive cultures. You know, global minorities like, you know, Caucasian people. Have a little look at this. This is Mark Dice having a, well, you know, this is only for entertainment purposes only, but let's see some exceptionally sincere people playing the Kwanzaa card. Fucking Kwanzaa. Help us out. Oh, hang on, people. Soz. The show's going to start shortly, so let's get a bit of Mark out of the way. Here we go.
For many years now, I've wished
Whoa. Let's get me. Where's my earbuds? There's always something going wrong. Hang on a minute. Let's get these in my ears. I know you could hear it, but it was going through the microphone, which won't help when I'm chatting to people in una momento. Right, here we go. Start again. If someone could give me an audio check, that would be beautiful. Here we go. So, have you got audio, people? No audio, you absolute beautals. Right, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go here. Right, I know why. No idea why. I'll just have to do it all again and watch it work properly this time. Right, I'll play just a little bit of it. Ready? Flammadiddler. I'm not gonna read it out, but if you can see on the screen, that's very dark indeed. Right. Let me know if you hear his first couple of words.
For many years now, I've.
Come on, people, we got Kwanzaa to celebrate. Right, nice one. Sorry about that. Third time's a charm. Here we go. Dicey boy, roll it.
For many years now, I've wished friends of mine happy Kwanzaa every December, and they always laugh because, well, it's an obvious joke about a fake holiday. But like many jokes these days, it's hard to tell them apart from something that liberals actually believe or do. For example, can you tell whether this is a Saturday Night Live skit or an actual political video put out by Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot and her wife?
Joyous Kwanzaa, Chicago. Amy and I wish to extend a very beautiful...
Come on. We've got to watch that again. Happy Kwanzaa, people of Chicago. How many people in Chicago watched that and went, oh, thank the god of Kwanzaa? I don't know, Shaka Zulu or something. Who went, oh, thanks, Laurie. I was feeling a little bit left out of the Kwanzaa. Let's have it again because it's just too rubbish. Happy Kwanzaa. Check it. You know, they know this is nil.
Political video put out by Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot and her wife.
Joyous Kwanzaa, Chicago. Amy and I wish to extend a very beautiful and prosperous Kwanzaa to all of you celebrating this season.
But you're the only two celebrating.
And gather in unity.
Just you two.
We hope your holiday is filled with rejoicing and happiness.
The 7 principles of Kwanzaa guide us to unity and cooperation as we work to uplift and protect our neighbors.
Protecting your neighbors there in
The 7 principles. I bet the first one is no private property. The abolition of private property. The second one is big government. The third one is the Labour theory of value. You can see where I'm going with that, can't you? No need for any more. It's so good that they know it's a lie.
And cooperation as we work to uplift and protect our neighbors.
Protecting your
As long as they're not white.
neighbors there in Chicago. Hey, Beetlejuice, you're obviously doing a great job of that. I would play more of the video because it goes on, but some of you might overdose from cringe. I'm actually not sure which is more cringe-inducing, that one or Kamala Harris's, where she tried to say with a straight face that celebrating Kwanzaa.
Why can't that hyena just stop laughing? Now, there's a time and a place for laughing, but she's the vice president. And even when they ask her serious questions, she's like, ah, ha, 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 ha. Just the giggling banshee. I mean, Joe Biden's a mess. It's a joke. It's a humiliation for the USA. But in her own way, this one's worse because she hasn't got anything to do. She's got anything to do. And she manages to fill that time by laughing. But let's check her out celebrating Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa. I'll tell you what, if I invented a board game and I went to a marketing company and I said, I'm thinking of calling it Chaba, and they come back and said, we think you should call it Kwanzaa, I'd say, I'm going to stab you. Kind of appropriate, I suppose. Oh, no, I'm in all sorts of trouble. Continue, please, Kamala. The cackling wench.
The video because it goes on, but some of you might overdose from cringe. I'm actually not sure which is more cringe-inducing, that one or Kamala Harris's, where she tried to say with a straight face that celebrating Kwanzaa was one of her favorite childhood memories, even though...
Oh, come on. It was invented in 66. She never... This is the first year she's even heard of it.
She's not African-American. She's half Indian, half Jamaican. Well, there is zero evidence.
She's not even of the race, ethnicity, religion. No one knows of the Kwanzaa nights.
Forever celebrating Kwanzaa. We do have family photos like this showing her when she was perhaps in her early 20s, dressed in the traditional Indian gown, a sari.
When she had different ethnic points to make.
There was even speculation that she might wear one during her and old Joe's inauguration in order to celebrate her Indian heritage.
But someone said, you better not do that because it'll be Kwanzaa in a few months. Then what are you going to do?
In case you don't know, is a fake holiday created back in the 1960s by a violent black supremacist Marxist named Ronald Everett.
Get the smelling salts out. What? A commie? A Marxist? Good Lord.
Indian heritage. Kwanzaa, in case you don't know, is a fake holiday created back in the 1960s by a violent black supremacist Marxist named Ronald Everett, who goes by Mulanda Karenga, who thought that Christmas was a holiday for white people. And as I'm sure you're aware, he culturally appropriated the Jewish menorah from Hanukkah and claims that it's an African symbol. Like virtually all Black Lives Matter heroes, Mr. Karenga was a notoriously violent criminal, but the Los Angeles Times says the dark side of Kwanzaa's founder can't extinguish the holiday's beacon.
It really can, and it just did.
It's like the woke version of Festivus, where they air their grievances about white culture. And it's celebrated primarily on Twitter because nobody celebrates it in real life because it's a made-up holiday. But starting last year, there was a big turning point because...
Hang on a minute. What the Kwanzaa candles represent? Judaism.
Grievances about white culture, and it's celebrated primarily on Twitter because nobody celebrates it in real life because it's a made-up holiday. But starting last year, there was a big turning point because now there are two, and I think that's the extent of it, two politicians who have posted video messages wishing people happy Kwanzaa on Twitter. But the pandering and virtue signaling doesn't end there. In fact, this year, it went supernova. There were dozens of professional sports teams which all tweeted out happy Kwanzaa messages, along with accounts for the Girl Scouts, SpongeBob SquarePants, and even Sesame Street and NASCAR. I'm sorry, but this is the part where I have to interject and make it clear that this isn't a joke. These aren't photoshopped or parodies. They really did this. Happy Kwanzaa from NASCAR. Things got even more
I mean, is there anything more white American than NASCAR? Happy Kwanzaa from NASCAR. If you've got stocks in NASCAR, sell them. Sell.
Pathetic, however, with the official verified College Republicans account tweeting out a message along with the Ohio Republicans and several other cities' local.
It's the whole thing is so insulting to African Americans. All right, you lot, we've made something up for you. Yeah, but we quite like Christmas. Yeah, but you can't have it. Why? Because white. What? It's white. What? It's just presents. It's Father Christmas. We like it. I've got childhood memories of it. No, it's Kwanzaa. What? What? Tell me a bit about it. Well, we've got this Jewish. What? It's so good. Anyway, happy Kwanzaa, people.
GOP chapters. The Michigan Senate GOP, the Manhattan Republican Party, the Spokane County GOP, and the Westfield Republican Committee out of Westfield, New Jersey. Virtually every brand name Republican.
Yeah, these rhinos have got to go, and they will.
And most conservative commentators are afraid to mock this ridiculousness or dare to push back on it, except for one, at least that I know of, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who tweeted this in response.
In fairness, Marjorie's based. Stop. It's a fake religion created by a psychopath. You aren't bringing in new voters, you're turning them away. People are tired of pandering and bullshit.
To the ridiculous tweet by the college Republicans, stop. It's a fake religion created by a psychopath. You aren't bringing in new voters. You are turning them away. People are tired of pandering and BS. I'm 100% certain that she's being called a racist for daring to criticize this made-up holiday, even though leftists attack and undermine every American and Christian holiday. Isn't there some actual African holiday that they can choose to celebrate?
Exactly. Why don't they actually do some work? Fucking hell. Amazing. I thought you'd enjoy that. But in fairness, happy Kwanzaa if you happen to be an African American and you're enjoying this show. And if you are an African American enjoying this show, so you should be, because they're taking the piss out of you. They're taking the piss out of you. They're using you like useful idiots. Fucking, I can't say it with the preface fucking, or I'll get in all sorts of Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa. Right, so there you go. I thought I'd cheer you all up with some absolute madness to get the ball rolling. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Once someone's on the screen, don't bother trying to come in, because then I'll lose track of what someone's saying to me. I'll tell you when the next door is open. Now, here's the other thing. You only get about 5 minutes each, regardless of how excited and interested you think you are, because we want to get as many people on as possible. And you know, be careful with what you say, because this is my channel. And if you say something stupid, I'll have to delete the old channel. So, you know, a little bit of respect goes a long way in these parts. The show is going to start very shortly. I did not flammadiddler these days. There's many ways of doing it. I just had to make sure that people were happily enjoying Kwanzaa. I'm a bit. It's the 28th, and Kwanzaa officially starts on the 26th. So belated Kwanzaa to everyone. And now I'll just get some magic dust out my ear and just sprinkle it across there. Look at that. I can't read that, you bastard. Thank you, Flammadiddler. Oh, hang on a minute. It would appear I've missed one from Field Marshal Dawn Browning. Hang on a minute. How did that escape me? We're going to have to go back a bit further. But don't worry, it'll give you a few more minutes to kneel down and say your Kwanzaas. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what you do. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it plays out. But it was nice to see Lori Lightfoot for a very convincing Little. Happy Christmas. Happy. Oh, steady. That was a Kwanzaa slip there. Hang on, people. I'm having to go a long way back. It's been that long since someone gave a donation. Fucking hell, the graft I do. 46 minutes, 2 donations. I'm going to cut a toe off every 10 minutes. I won't be able to walk to the fucking Kwanzaa church this night, on this Kwanzaa night, in the merry, merry month of Kwanzaa. I'm just saying anything now because I've got to find Field Marshal Browning's. It's not there. Dawn, did you donate before the show started? No, you didn't, because you're referring to Kwanzaa. Hang on, let me find it. The show's going to start shortly. If you're new here, don't worry. It's always an absolute mess. We'll get there. We'll get there. Just right. And if you didn't hear me saying, I know you all did, but if your audio's no good, I'll just yeet you, because it's not fun for anyone hearing someone going, but I've got Rags calling me now. What's Rags want? Bloody hell, like he doesn't know I'm streaming. Ragnar Ironspear. What's happening? Oh, okay, I'll do that. Nice one, Rags. You still there? I think Rags just rang me up and threatened me. He didn't really. He told me to check my Telegram. Right, hang on. I've got more important things to waste everyone's time doing. Bloody hell, where's it gone? What's happened? This is turning in some kind of wild Kwanzaa chase. I can't stop saying Kwanzaa. It's so funny. Not if you're... I'm not laughing at it. I'm laughing with it. Can you say that? Maybe it came after Flammer Diddler. Maybe that's the mistake I made. Flammer set me on the wrong bit of silver magic dust. There needs to be something between Christmas and New Year. Thank you, Dawn Browning. Sorry. It's too much fun. It's too much fun. Thank you, Dawn. Much appreciated. Yes, the doors of Griftation are open. Entropy is already up and running. You can become a member. Top link in the description. Super chat, $ at the bottom of the YouTube chat. Entropy link is pinner up there. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. Fucking feels like it. But I do appreciate a few donations because I put a lot of time, effort, energy, and passion into this show. And I have to say, you're a generous bunch. I have to say that because you are. And it's lovely. So thank you all very much. Bison says, how do I get on? Bloody hell. You need to get down there and say 7 Hail Kwanzaas. In a minute. Well, hang on. Rags, he's phoned me up. He's twitching me. He's got me by the fucking tumblers. That's quite good. You can use it if you want. All right, what's he telling me to look at now? Fucking hell, 100 videos a day he wants me to go through. If it ain't about Kwanzaa, Rags, you're in all sorts of trouble. Oh, my God. Right, what's this? Are you joking, Rags? Have you sent me a screenshot of Dawn Field Marshal Browning's super chat that I spent 5 minutes finding and then spent another... Thank you, Rags. Dawn Browning, Rags rung me up to tell me I missed your super chat with a screenshot. I mean, what a ledge Rags is. And all jokes aside, the last few weeks I've been so busy and I wake up and Rags has got like 30, sometimes 30, 40 clips. Not only stuff for the show, but stuff I might find interesting as well. And I've used a lot of them. So an absolute ledge is Rags. So nice one, Rags. Bullet is in. Kwanzaa, friends of Charles Manson. I didn't say that. Thank you, Lil Bullet. Marzipan's all Kwanzaaed up. It's too good. Moslab says that Grego says that Rags is offended at danger belittling holy Quasmus. Quasmus. Right. Okay. Oatcake's dreaming of a white Kwanzaa. Anyway, this is how you get on. I put the link. I put the link in the chat in a minute, and then someone clicks on it, and then I tell everyone else to stop clicking on it, but they don't, because half my audience are drunk, the other half are stoned, and the other half don't know their anus from their eyebow. This one came in from Yiz the Eunuch, who said this: Happy Kwanzaa, you exclusionary git. Thank you for the Lady Godiva, Machano Caprusha Tutti. Packer, dropped a lady. Kwanzaa time. I can't read that out. Rag says, my pleasure, Scrubs. We always have great shows. No, we really do. And you're an absolute legend, Rags. Really, because sometimes there would be nil. I mean, there's nil tonight, but it's because it's a call-in. Thank you, Packer. Aprusha Cuckoo. Right. Fuck me. I've been gibbering for 53 minutes. You're all right, Yiz. I live in a country that uses the great United States reserve currency. The truth will set you free said, you mock the Kwanzaa, you get the bad juju. I mean, saying it in pidgin is incredible. This is another show I'm going to have to delete, and that's 2 in one day. I mean, I suppose it's better to be able to delete 2 in one day rather than none. Hello, Ralph. Keep them coming. We 3 Kangs of Orient are. One with your missus, one robbing your car. Right, let's... Flammadiddler wants to know if Packer wants to write the official... They've probably got one. All right, okay. Right, so now I'll put the link in. And listen, you don't have to come on and go, I've been thinking about the neo-Soviet situation and the Ukrainian border. You can just come on and go, all right, I've had quite a hard time. You can do anything. I'll get rid of you after 5 minutes, sometimes a little bit before that. But if you don't have to go visual and audio, but at least audio and not just visual, that's rubbish. No nudes. Well, maybe some. I will make some. There's a few nudes I'll accept. But you've got my email. You don't need to broadcast them. All across the way. Right, here we go. I will put the... Let's get that. That's got a bit more visual. There you go. Let's get that over there. It'll be a class and decorum. Let's get this show on the road. Right, I'm going to start the show shortly. Right, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Once I've said someone's in, please don't try and get in. There'll be plenty more time because I've got nothing to do in my life. I started work today. No one else was at work. Apparently, it's a bank holiday in England. I was well lonely. Still done it, though. Dedication. Dedication. Dedication's what you need. If you want to get cancer from secondary smoke, then play the trumpet in the pubs, Roy Castle. Right, the link is in the chat. There you go. You've only got to click on it. A hair in the gate says, no nudes, says the streamer who never wears any clothes. I'll have you know I'm wearing 4 items. Yiz is in. Boom. Right, hang on a minute then. I'll make us bigger. Look, watch this. Yiz, you've got to touch my hand.
Oh, I forget
Ready?
it's backwards. There
Ready?
we go.
Go. Yeah. Magical.
I saw that
happy-
since you.
No. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, everyone. Happy
Thank you.
Kwanzaa. I don't know which candle we're on, but it's probably one of the red ones since they seem to come first. So happy Red Candle Day, whatever that is.
There you go. Hang on a minute. Russell, Yeezy's on, so you'll have to wait. As I said, when someone's on, don't bother trying to get in. Rollo, someone's in, so you'll have to wait. Sorry, Yeezy, this always happens, however many times I say it. It's not okay. It's we've got limited time for Kwanzaa. Oh, you got the vape there. Nice.
I got a new rig. I got it just a few days ago because the one I had for 5 years finally died. So I got a new one.
It looks like the torso of one of the original Cylons.
It is
probably a bit
supposed to
before
look
your
like
time.
the Marvel movie Iron Man, and I like it.
There you go.
It's
There you go. And
anodized aluminum with all the cool colors that shines in the light. It's pretty neat.
I think you've got the same atomizer as this one. Very similar.
It's very similar, yes. And it has a cool digital readout you can change the colors of.
Adults. Oh, wow. So's mine. Right.
Cool. Anyway,
How
I
are
didn't
you?
have anything important to talk about. I just wanted to come on and send some holiday Kwanzaa love to everybody. I missed the scrubs. About 5 weeks ago, I started a new work contract. So I've been working 5-6 days a week, working myself to the bone. That's why I haven't been around a lot. But
And are you allowed to tell us roughly what field of work that is?
yes, I'm a transport and delivery driver. I work for a local food franchise. It's like a mix of a Domino's and a Subway. And I do personnel, logistics, transport, and food delivery to
Hang on. It's like a mixture of a Domino's and a Subway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're a sub dom.
Oh, well, it depends on who's paying, but yeah.
That was fast, wasn't it? Yeah,
That was
done
pretty
well
good one.
there.
Some-
You gave
some-
that to me on a plate, to be honest with you. Oh,
One might
literally,
even
I
think
finished it.
you were once a professional comedian.
It was. There you go. I love that. This is going great. I love this. Yeah, it shows. Okay, so you've been driving a lot.
Yes, and I use a mix of my own car or a company vehicle, depending on what needs to be done. It's all right. It's good work, but it's tiring work. But I've been stacking good money because they pay me mileage, they pay me overtime, they pay me a low wage, but it's static. I get tipped not just by the store owners, but when I do delivery driving, I get tipped by customers too. So I've been getting a lot of money that I've been banking up to do something with. Primarily buying a new weapon system because I got rid of my arsenal many years ago, but the time has come for me to reamass. So that's
And what you're serious? You're going to get some new weapons?
yes. Well, I don't
And-
have an
and
actual
where-
weapon system anymore. I only have home defense, point defense stuff. So
Hang on. Whoa. I'm an Englishman. What's weapon system? What's
a
point
weapon
defense?
means an actual battle-worthy combat rifle. I only have shotguns and pistols for hunting and home defense right now because I got rid of my arsenal a long time ago, like 15, 16 years ago. Because when I started to travel in America, you had each state has its own individual gun restrictions. And since I was going to be traveling a lot, I was like, that's just too much of a hassle. So I sold it all off to get a lot of money because I had like, $10,000 worth of guns and ammo and stuff. So I offloaded most of that whenever I started moving and traveling a lot. But now that I'm going to, homestead and settle down and live in my mountain holler, it's time to actually get some proper hardware again. So that's
judging by your accent, I'm guessing the laws in your state, you can sort of have it in like a holster in your back.
Oh yeah, we're completely open carry. You can walk around with machine guns and belts of ammo on if you want, and the cops here will give you a high five. They don't care. So
I'd have the cross of
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, though, I live in a good area. I live on the border of Virginia and Tennessee, just on the Tennessee side. It's an open carry state. There's very few gun restrictions, and unfortunately, almost all states have some gun restrictions that suck. But here, it's pretty good. It's pretty easy to trade weapons back and forth. Like there's almost anywhere can sell ammo. There are several ammo depots around here. You also anybody can run a gun store as long as you meet the federal requirement to do the background checks. So around here, there are hybrid gun stores. Like there's a place around here.
Sorry, I was just going to say, are you allowed to be like a shop, like I don't know, like a convenience store, and have like a few bullets on the desk, so you can get a pint of milk, bit of bread, and
There aren't any like that, but there are places that do multiple things. Like there's a place that does vacuum and refrigerator repair and is an ammo depot. There's a place that does taxes, real estate, and firearm sales around here. So anybody that has any business license at all, as long as you meet that little federal requirement for being registered as a gun vendor, anybody around here can sell anything they want. So it's pretty easy to get firearms around here. And unlike around big city areas, the prices haven't been driven up. So you can still get regular pistols, hunting rifles, low power, what the media calls assault weapons, which are just regular rifles. You can get those for reasonable prices around here still. So
you've got a couple of shotguns. You said you got an handgun. What's that, like a Beretta or a Glock or something?
Well, we've got 7. Like we pistols pretty easy to come by, and it's good to have one for every car. It's good to have one in every room that has a door to the outside. So, and of course, I've got the good old get off my bottom land double barrel. So it's that's kind of a staple of this area. Everybody's got a dog and a shotgun.
And so you're looking for something that you can sort of, what's that, like a semi-auto?
Yeah, just a standard rifle. I don't have any of those anymore. It's like an AR-15 or any of the standard military-looking rifles. Those are just regular rifles.
And is that something you're considering because you're foreseeing some potential problems?
Well, yes. I mean,
okay.
I'm wanting to homestead, and I want to have good defense. So I'm going to buy some body armor. I'm going to get at least one good defense rifle, an actual combat rifle, just because I haven't had one for like 15 years. But since I've got some land and I want to build on it, I want to have the tools to defend my land if I need to. So it's time to actually build an arsenal again.
Someone who doesn't know a lot about this, why would something like an AR-15 be preferable to a shotgun?
Magazine capacity, accuracy, penetration power, the ease and the speed of targeting. A standard caliber, either 5.56 or a 7.62, those are lightweight, easy to target, high magazine capacity. You can also tape a twin magazine, so it's easy to swap. So they're easy, lightweight, precise. So those tools are made for shooting intelligent opponents and fighting multiple opponents, as opposed to hunting and self-defense. You only need to fire once or twice at short range, and you want high power stopping power. For an actual defensive weapon, you want the ability to fire multiple times with high precision, with good penetrative power. And penetrative power, of course, equates to stopping power.
How long does it take to empty? What's an AR-15? 30 round mag?
It depends on what you buy. Standard 30, yeah.
You can get like one that goes like round and round.
Yeah, they sell big clips. They sell twin drums where you can get 180 or 240. That makes a weapon too heavy for my liking, so I would just go with standard mags. Because in my opinion, if I have to use more than 30 rounds for home defense, I'm going to be dead anyway. So it's not going to matter.
A step up from that is an armored vehicle
or something, right? So it's again, I'm not foreseeing going to war with anyone, but I do want to have an actual weapon system for whatever the future brings. I want to feel properly equipped, and if there is going to be some kind of local militia formed around here, I want to at least be equipped myself with at least body armor, short range communications gear, a ham radio, a decent weapon with a stockpile of ammo. So that's what I'm going to be investing in.
That's what you mean by weapon system, that full bit you just mentioned there.
Yeah.
What are you like with a rifle and an accuracy? Do you ever go to the range?
I grew up a hillbilly, and I had rifles and shotguns since I could walk.
You still are.
Yeah, I still am. And I've shot my whole life. I love shooting. I've gone to the range. I've been around firearms my whole life. Pretty much any weapon that you can hold, I know how to operate it, and I'm a good shot with it. And I've been hunting plenty of times. I've been target shooting plenty of times. I don't have any military training, but half my family's been in the military, so I get tertiary hand-me-down military training. So I'm pretty comfortable with all weapons, and I was raised how to know them, how to respect them, etc. So to me, when I see a weapon, I don't feel any danger or anything. It's just part of life. It's part of being an American. It's part of being a hillbilly.
No, I was very jealous, but out here I can get weapons no problem, which is quite nice.
Nice.
How much are you looking at for a decent AR-15? What
I don't know if I'm going to get an AR-15 or not, but I would like to spend between $1,000 and $2,000 USD to get a solid, well-made, good weapon system. That's either
What-
5.56 or 7.62. And
What do you make of the Heckler and Koch MP5? Do you know that weapon?
I like the MP5, but it requires a lot of maintenance and it requires a lot of parts that I can't easily work on myself. An MP5, if you fire it a lot, requires more cleaning than a regular rifle. And also, an MP5 isn't a rifle weapon; it's a submachine gun. It fires 9mm. Yeah.
I met a bloke in a bar in Thailand, and he done years in the special forces. Although every military man I've met in a bar was in the special forces, weirdly. But he was talking to me because I've always liked because the SAS thing kicked off in England when I was like 12. It was all about that Heckler and Koch, and I'd be reading about it. And I spoke to him, and he said to me that type of gun, and I think he put the Uzi and that in the same bracket. I think he did. I'd had a few.
An MP and an Israeli Uzi are both submachine guns that fire pistol rounds.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah.
And he said it was designed to shoot in cars and like small rooms.
Yeah,
it was like a high-powered weapon to fight in it. And he said he'd fired more rounds as a private security guard than he did in 30 years in the military.
That sounds about right. Yeah. And also, it's not. I hate to be a gun autist on your channel, but
I love it.
Submachine guns aren't high powered. They fire standard pistol rounds, and they are designed to fire a lot of rounds in close proximity with a lightweight mobile format. That's usually why they have a foregrip that comes in and out, so you can have. It's like a carbine rifle, but even smaller. A submachine gun is meant for close range suppressive fire and just putting a lot of low powered lead out as quickly as possible. Like spray and sweep in a room, that kind of thing. So SMGs are for that. That's why I don't want one for home defense. I want a standard combat rifle.
So I've got one question for you, but before that, that's why I don't know a lot about guns, but I know enough to get frustrated when you see these Second Amendment deniers, I've decided to call them just then.
Yeah, do that.
Say, well, why did he have to put 6 rounds in him? Well, because 1 9mm is not going to stop someone. If he's got a knife, he's going to carry on running at you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they say on the street, 2 to the chest, face against the rest. When somebody's trying to hurt you and your family or coming into your property, you don't just fire once and wait. You stop the assailant, and that's usually with 2 or 3 well-placed rounds. And if they're still moving, before you go over there, if you know that they're armed, you shoot till they're not moving. Because if they're still moving, they can shoot you. So that's
what my father told me. Because when I sorry to go back to the SAS, but when he jumped through that window and he identified the bloke as a terrorist, that he put 30 rounds in him, and there was a big hoo-ha. And he said, but
if he had an SMG, that was probably only like 3 seconds of exchange.
Yeah,
he hopped in, sprayed him down, and he would have hit him 20 or 30 times, and that was it.
Now, why is it called a submachine gun? I've never
because it's small. That. A machine gun is an open bolt rapid fire firearm. It's an automatic open bolt firearm, and that can be of any size. So
explain open bolt.
Okay.
We're English.
All right. An open bolt has a machine mechanism that does the feed. It's not a closed bolt compressive gas operated exchange. It's a machine exchange. So there's a machine gun has a machine system that operates the bolt rapidly for rapid round chambering and shell expulsion. That's what makes a machine gun. A machine gun can be tiny. It can be the size of a car. A machine gun is a firearm that has an open bolt, and the loading and expelling of brass is operated through a machine instead of closed bolt gas exchange.
So closed bolt, when the firing pin hits the cartridge, there's part of the cartridge resets the firing pin, whereas a machine gun has got a machine in it that keeps that going.
An open bolt lets the pressure out. Machine guns are really loud. If you've ever fired an SMG, the sound oftentimes comes from the bolt as well as the muzzle blast because it's an open bolt, and that's where the gas comes out. Closed bolt uses that gas to blow back a bolt and uses the gas exchange, the pressure exchange, to operate to load the next round. That's the difference between I forget the actual name of it, but that's the difference between a machine gun and a rifle.
So yes, can I put on the screen the gun that you're most the one that you're sort of tending to at the moment? What do you think you're going to get at the moment? I'll grab one on the. You tell me what it's called, and we can all have a look.
Okay.
You've got to tell me.
I don't see anything.
No, no. What are you thinking of buying? If you had to go and buy it now, what would it be? If I had to say,
if I had the money, I would like an FNFAL, but that's really pricey.
What's that? Say it again.
FN-FAL. It's an old school battle rifle, and they make modern versions of it, and it's the most beautiful rifle. And I love FNFALs.
If I make a real mistake here and put like an airsoft one up, is it a Belgian weapon?
I think
reckon
so. Yes.
This one. I reckon this is the one you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure all the FN series are Belgian.
Do you want the wooden stock or the one that's all black?
No, the composite ceramic. That's the black one.
Composite ceramic. I knew it was called that. I was just saying all black for the audience.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. I had no idea.
Okay. Again, remember, I'm not a gun specialist. I'm just an American, so I pick up this in life. So.
Much the same thing.
It is kind of similar, yeah.
Look at Yiz's ideal weapon, people. Imagine just being able to go to the shop and buy this. Look, have a look at this. Is that it?
Yeah, I had an H&K G3 copy, a machine copy. A machine copy is American creators can make machine copies of really expensive rifles. I had an H&K G3 copy for many years, and it was great. It was 7.62, and the FNFAL I want's also 7.62. It's just the price tag is like $2,000 or $3,000 more than what an American cheap version would be. So ideally, I would like something like that, but I'll probably just end up getting something cheap because
How much are you paying for bullets for that one, for that FNFAL?
Right now, around $1 a round because of how pricey ammo is with everybody in America buying it up. Used to be you could get old 7.62 NATO cases for like $50 to $100 for a 400 count 10. But now about the cheapest you can get, even buy in bulk, is like 80 or 90 cents a round because of just how high in demand ammo is.
Now, when I read Jack Reacher stories, which is my guilty secret as a literary type to read Lee Charles.
Moslab actually said in chat 7.62 is getting cheap again. So maybe it is. But I looked into it about a year ago, and everything was really expensive. Prices might have changed a lot, though. If 7.62 is cheap now, that's great then. If 7.62 is cheap, that's definitely going to be what I shoot for. No pun intended. Because 7.62 is my favorite combat caliber. I like it better than 5.56.
Can you have things in America like a Kalashnikov?
Yeah, that's just a regular rifle. Yeah,
you can have it. I fired one. I have fired a Kalashnikov.
Yeah, I have too. They're like AK-47s and SKSs are about the same rifles, and they fire really well. It's just I don't like the shape and the look. I like a more streamlined German look or a North European look to my firearms.
I weirdly know what you mean there.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it's been lovely talking to you about guns of your choice. So happy. I can't even remember what it's called. Kwanzaa? Happy Kwanzaa?
Happy Kwanzaa.
Nice one, Yiz.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me come on here. I didn't expect to talk about guns so much, but I'm glad we did. I just wanted to say hi, say hello to the scrubs, wish you all happy Kwanzaa.
And you've got a channel. If people don't know your channel, I'll pop a link in the chat. I know most people, I think, already do, but I'll dig it out now and I'll put that in the chat. Nice one, Yiz. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy your firearms.
Thank you, Chris. Bye, everybody. Bye, Scrub.
Bye. Amazing. I know that there's so many Brits in the chat at the moment thinking, you lucky bastards. You lucky, and the reason there's a Second Amendment is to protect the people from the government. A lot of people don't know that, and look what it does to a country's security. If you know that everyone is armed, if everyone's got guns, that makes them quite a different kettle of fish to, for instance, invading a country where no one's got arms. I wonder whether certain Western European countries would have had so many visitors if people knew that they were all, armed to the teeth. Something to ponder. Let me just get his channel. It's good stuff. There you go. Bing, bang, bong. Right, I'll pop that into the chat. Right, so I'll put. Years has also put into the chat. Hang on, I'm getting all of the flurry with so many things to do. Let me close that window. Let me shut that. Let me open that. So that's Years' channel. I've just put. There you go. And now what was I going to do next? Right, now I'll put the invite in. So I know what happens. I was being a bit funny. So what happens is people press click, someone comes on, they've already pressed click. And so I know that you aren't necessarily ignoring the rules. But here you go. Hang on, let me just do this. Bing. The show is going to start in a minute. If you're new in these parts, we do get there in the end. We literally get there in the end. Right, hang on. What's the time here? 11:30. I can't go on for 2. I can't do 3 hours tonight, people, because I've got to get on with this novel. And I am ploughing through it. I can't remember. I think it was Flammadiddler that said it. Years dropped another 5 spot and said, "A pox on the evil petrol dollar of my evil government." There you go. Nice one, Years. Lovely to talk to you. And I could talk guns with people who know about them forever. I'm a real fan. I think it's ridiculous that people can't have them. It's ridiculous. What you can, the government can. They can have their repressive state apparatus. They can have their military and their old bill. But we can't. Thanks for the help. So I'll tell you what. So when they come crashing through my back door, steady, at 2 a.m. and try and rape my wife and children, I'll just ring you up. Can you come down? What's that? There's 7 people in the queue. I'll just hang up because they'll all be dead by then. Thanks for your fucking help. Anyway, happy Kwanzaa. I'll put the link in the chat. Otto says, "Lucky for my ex-wife, we can't have them." Here we go. Right, we've got someone. It looks like Marzipan. Look at he was quick off the fucking, I don't know what it's called. Quick out the traps. Would appear to be having visual trouble. Mr. Mar. Right, here we go. That's a face that crashed 1,000 ships. How are you, man?
I'm good, mate. And you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. The picture's not so great, but I can hear you, so that's fine. What's your experience with guns, Ian Marr?
I met a big game hunter when I was on an internal flight from Chicago to Portland once, and he invited me up into the wilderness in Portland, Oregon to shoot some guns, So we shot from a competition 2.2 pistol all the way up to an elephant gun.
Whoa. You met someone on a flight and he said to you, "You can come shooting," and you actually took him up on it and went and done some shooting.
Yeah, I'm a nutcase.
Well, so's he. Rollo, Marzipan is in. It's one at a time tonight, Rollo. I can see you there, but we'll have you in a minute. Your time will come. He looks very.
So yeah, I did it once.
Your cup of tea or not your cup of tea?
It was all right. It was okay.
If you could have guns in Scotland, would you have a gun?
If everybody else had one,
actually, you can have guns in Scotland, but if you could have them legally, would you have one?
if it was part of the culture, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would. I think I would. I am going to out here for sure. So what's going on in Mars world?
I've just been fixing the washing machine. Pretty boring. I've got a leak, so traced that down to the pump, and the inline for the pump was full of coins. So instead of a £15 bill, I scored a £5.
That's not bad, is it? Back in the day, that would have
Sorry.
been half a bag. You'd have been over the moon.
The missing tooth.
Now, let's have a look at those again. What's happened here? Why have we never seen them before? Why have you not got them sorted out, Ian? You're a handsome man, but you've got to go on, pop it in. There you go. Why don't you have a couple of gold ones? Bit of style and class. Not your cup of tea.
No.
No, my girlfriend doesn't want me to get my front one gold. I might.
Always wanted one. Not got any fix it in. Always wanted one, and now I've got one. Nah, I don't want it anymore. I want my tooth back.
It's funny you say that. I was having, as I said earlier, I was having lunch with my girlfriend's family, and her grandmother is 107. She's on her 4th front tooth. 4. No. She had her milk tooth, then she had her normal tooth. That fell out when she was about 60. A couple of years went by, and another one came out. That went because she chews Slamaloo and tobacco all day. And then she's had 4, only one tooth though, that one. 4.
Shark.
Does shark have forever teeth, do they?
Yeah, those are the ones that just keep growing.
That'd be handy, wouldn't it? So that's what you want, really.
Yeah.
You can't always get what you want, Ian.
No.
What?
Just that one tooth, just when I had the accident, just never ever settled back in again. It was just always slack. So
that was off the back of the same accident that done your neck in.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that caused you some problems, didn't it? For people who don't know, Ian had a crash on his mountain bike, ended up in real trouble, and as you've just heard, lost his tooth. He was going at like no miles per hour. It was oops. Thank you, Turning Tree. That's much appreciated. Ian, let me just deal with a couple of super chats. Thank you, Turning Tree. Lovely. Thank you, Willow. Is Ian Jason Statham's crazy dad? Oh, you'll have to ask Ian. Ian, are you Jason Statham's crazy dad? I imagine you're both about the same age. That would be crazy.
I played in goal for a football team when I lived in Holland, a Turkish football team. And my nickname in the football team was Turkish because of the film Snatch.
There you go. Nice one, Willow, for that. One more. Ian, are you having a happy Kwanzaa?
Oh, lovely. Brilliant. Got the candles out. Dad's blacked up. He's got the afro wig on.
Please don't say that. What is that thing called? What is the Jewish candelabra called?
Oh, yeah, you're asking the right man here.
Can anyone tell me? Surely someone will know. Hello, dual citizen. It's me, actually. It's me out of the two. 1 second. Hello, Brick Dictator. Long time no see. Lovely to see you. Thanks for the 10-bit. Merry Christmas, Chris. Glad you're back. I have a full auto MG34 and Dushka in Lego for my winter of severe injury and death. Well, God bless you, Brick Dictator, and happy Kwanzaa. Oh no, that's the movie, isn't it? That's Black Panther. I've gone all round. I don't know what I'm talking about now. Nice one, Brick Dictator. I should have seen in Lego coming. I say it all the time. Thanks for that donation, Brick Dictator. He's got a YouTube channel, that fella, with a couple of 100,000, probably more now, where he does reenactments of famous battles in Lego. They're great. He does them for kids so that they can learn a little bit.
Well, that's quite
They're
cool.
amazing. Little explosions and like cotton wool comes out the ends of the guns. Yeah, quite
Like a
a
modern
show.
Michael Benty.
Do you remember what was that, Potty Time?
I loved that.
What?
That was incredible.
But Michael Bentine, wasn't he one of the goons? Can you name any? Peter Sellers, Michael Bentine. They were like the original Monty Python. Spike Milligan.
Spike Milligan.
And then the weird one who ended up doing Songs of Praise or something.
Again?
The singer. The other funny one.
Aye.
Come on, someone in the chat. Who was the fourth goon? Someone will know. Thank you, Lee. Ian, put the wig on. He can't. I'm using it. Someone will say. Seacombe, Harry or Larry. Harry Seacombe.
Yep. Incredible.
Have you just put the washing machine on for proof that it's working?
No, it's just running at the moment. Just to test it out.
Did you transfer your skills? What was it you told me you done? You done something crazy with like reactors or something, didn't you? There you go.
Electron microscopes. So all my skills are transferable onto basically anything that's less complicated.
Electron microscopes.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Highway was Harry Seacombe's terrible show. So, what does the new Kwanzaa hold for you? What is 2022 got in store? Any plans?
Still working on business plan, getting myself independent, getting as many repairs done as I can, getting them. I'm going to be putting stuff like that up on my channel with different things that I've repaired and try and promote my business that way.
Hang on, we're not talking about the microscopes here. You're talking about. Go on, give us some more detail.
No, I'm not going to work for a corporation ever again.
No, I understand that.
They almost fucking killed me. You know, you're just a number.
Yeah.
They tried to paint me out to be a monster, which I'm not. I was looking after my dad and almost killing myself in the process. So my plan is to be independent as of, well, when I go back into work, basically. So
no, for sure. I've been very lucky in that department, and it was luck, right place, right time. Yes, I did work my arse off, but the internet was very new. There was a gap in the market, so I was lucky. But I talk a lot about revenue streams. It's really important.
Yeah. Well, it was, I was sitting moping and going, then next door neighbour, they're not going to have an electron microscope. The average guy down the street isn't going to have a high-end lithographer. What the fuck am I going to do? And then I thought to myself, I can fix everything in between them. So why not do mobile phones, laptops, domestic appliances, little wiring jobs for people.
That bloke that got shot out here, I know that's not a great opener to a story. I showed the photos of him the other day, but that's what he started doing. He taught himself how to repair mobile phones from English-speaking YouTube channels. Yeah. He just taught it and then set up a little stall at the local market. Once he'd amassed enough money, he set up a shop repairing computers, but he had enough money to hire people who could do that. Mm-hmm. Now he drives around in a nice BMW, got a nice big house. It's taken him like 9-10 years. But because when I first come here, that's how I met him. He had a little market stall repairing mobile phones. But he's now financially independent. He's got a lot of money, and he's done the first rule of business to delegate. You take a knock on the money, but then you can move on to another thing.
Do other things,
Get people to work that business and do something else Hello, Anglo-Saxon. I did just see you there. Nice to see you, mate. I haven't seen you the last few streams. I hope you've had a good Kwanzaa. If you miss the beginning of the stream, that means nothing to you. No, good for you, Ian. I suppose the problem is how people know you're available for that work. That's going to be the issue.
Yeah, so at the moment, right, what's my repair list at the moment? I've got 3 TVs, 2 tablets, 2 telephones, a tumble dryer. I think that's about it at the moment.
I wonder if it'd be worth setting up something on the internet where people send you the phone and you repair it and send it back to them, because
There's still people,
then
there's people doing that, but it's, they'll do it for like somebody whose their phone is completely trashed, and they'll send the phone to these guys and they'll refurbish it and send it back almost as new, sort of thing. Whereas I'd be more into obscure repairs on domestic appliances, where I've had to sort of Heath Robinson something together to get an old piece of domestic appliance or domestic equipment back up and running, that sort of thing. I'm more a problem solver than anything else. So.
And where are you now with the subbies?
400 micrograms.
Okay, now. I don't know what to say. It just gives me the chills, man. But you've done fucking well. You've done fucking well.
I'm getting ready to ditch them, and then by New Year, I'm hoping to be. I hate the fucking word clean,
No, I'm with you.
Free of that shit,
Yeah. Dependent, I tend to use. It cleans a bit. It's weird. It's weird with addicts, and I don't even like that word. But it gives you a general sense of what I'm talking about. In the sort of 60s, we were criminals. By the time we got to the 90s, we were mentally ill. I wonder what the next thing will be. Maybe just people who make choices that aren't what a lot of people make. Or actually a hell of a lot of people make, but they love to put us in these weird brackets. Peculiar situation. All right, Ian, unless you've got anything you'd like to say?
No, it's just
always a pleasure to see you. And I think this one has been the best audio and visual. We've had no problems whatsoever.
Yeah. Those LAN cables.
Give me 5. Touch my palm, Ian. It's difficult, isn't it? There you go. There you go. Oh, look, see him draw down there like a Scottish man. He didn't want to see any other. Didn't want a Scots to see him touch a man's. I got caught out there. See you later, Ian. Take care, mate. Always a pleasure.
Take care.
Ta-da. The lovely Ian Marr. You know what? That's what you've got to do. I always talk about this, generate wealth. And I learned about that because I had to do it. I had a master's degree at 23 years old. Oh, it's all set up. All my life's going to be great. And then I'd sold drugs for years. And then suddenly it was like, what are you going to do with your life? What, you're going to go for a job interview? What have you been doing for your 20s? Fuck all. Sorry about the holes in my arms. And I just got, like I said to Ian, I got lucky. But out here with no welfare, when I hear people go, there's no jobs about. Well, all right, that's one option that you've moved out of the way. Okay, so there's no jobs about. Generate wealth. Make a job for yourself. Out here, there's no welfare. And if people don't generate wealth, they don't eat. And that's not hyperbolic. That's a fact. You have to find a way of making money. And if you can do it in a country like this, fuck me, you can do it in a country like England. England is still one of the best places in the world to start a business. And I absolutely mean that. You don't have to, and they don't tell you this at state school because they want all the rich kids making money. But you don't need to, when you set up a business, you don't need to fill in any forms or anything. You just start selling stuff or providing a service. Whatever it is, just start doing it. And then once the money starts coming in, then go and get a business bank account. Because when you say to the business, when you go to the bank and say, look, I've started doing this, I've taken I might as well say it. I've taken 30 grand this month. Then they'll put you onto an advisor, and the advisor will say, well, you're going to need an accountant, and you don't need to know about accounting. The first thing I said to my accountant, I didn't even have a bank account when I set up my business, not even a private one. I'd knocked every bank I'd ever had for fucking thousands and just went, yeah, bye, I'll be moving house next week, so you can go piss for that money. And so I said to the accountant, I said, is it ridiculous for me to think I can run a business without knowing anything about accounts? And the accountant said, no. Loads of people are like that. That's why you have an accountant. Now, as the business grew, you get a bookkeeper as well, because a bookkeeper is like an intermediary between you and the accountant. But you don't have to set it all up in advance. You don't need to have it all. Start doing the work. Start making it happen. You know, you haven't got to pay any tax. You haven't got to pay VAT until I think it's 70 or 80 grand at the moment, or 60. You know, once your turnover is over 60, but you don't have to know that. You can get through your first year and then your accountant will say, well, look, in December, your turnover, your revenue, that's all the money that came in. Take away costs, take away wages, take away that, blah, blah, blah. And they'll tell you what taxes you need to pay and all that. You don't need to know how to do anything but the job. And that's an amazing thing. In a first world country, you can just get on with it. I mean, America is so litigiously legally inclined. We'll say legally inclined. But in Britain, just start doing it. You know, I'm going to make a video, I promise you, and it's going to be something like 5 or 10 business ideas, because it's not difficult. And like I say, you're in a great environment to do it. And it's quite easy coming up with ideas to generate money. And if it doesn't work, so what? You might waste a few grand, but you've saved up that money and you'll learn from it not working. And that's money better spent on taking a risk in life than down the boozer and putting it up your schnozzle. You know, and then you try something else, and then you try something else, and you just keep trying. And every time, like, what's his name who said it? The writer. I'll remember his name in a minute. Fail again, and fail better, because that's how you get better at it. You know, I've told you the stories many times where my business was on its arse, and I was sitting amongst all my stock, crying my eyes out, thinking I'm going to have to move back to my mum's out of my dream Soho fucking garret. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to let it go. Da 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 boo boo boo, and sorted myself out. You can too. Right. Thank you for the people in the super chats. I'm just checking to make sure I haven't missed any more. If anyone thinks I've missed one, hello, Jays. How's it over there on Twitch, Aruna? You looking after the place? I've got Turning Tree. Is that another one, or am I just giving you second props? Not a problem. Nice one either way. Hello, Christopher. Nice to see you in. 173 people. While there's plenty of people in here, I just want to shield my Substack. I'm a writer. Can't you tell? And I'm writing a novel. Shush you lot. But I'm also writing short stories. My Substack, link in the description. There's about 14 stories in the archive. They're excellent. Loads of brilliant comments. They're getting thousands of reads. It's really going well. I could not have asked for it to have gone any better. And if you subscribe, which is just put your email in, you'll get any new ones I write, which will be 1 or 2 a month, direct to your inbox. And although I'll never monetize it, it helps this channel. It really does, because it motivates me. It motivates me to keep writing. And if I keep writing, I keep working. If I keep working, I'm happy. If I'm happy, I'm streaming. If I'm streaming when I'm happy, they're better streams. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. Larch and cuckoo, happy Kwanzaa. Right, let's get one of you other reprobates in here. Hello, Dennis. Nice to see you, son. Why don't you come on? Why don't you ever come on, Dennis? You funny little bugger. Nice one, Willow. went self-employed and trebled me income. Well, look, some people don't want to be entrepreneurs. Some people don't want to be self-employed. I've got a mate, a best mate, and I said to him, why don't you set up a business? You know how to do this by now. And he said, can't deal with the stress, can't deal with having to think about it. And it is 24/7 as an entrepreneur, not necessarily as self-employed, but as an entrepreneur it is. Like, my life is continually in the balance. You know, my missus doesn't seem to know that something could go wrong, which has done recently. Supply chains, fucking all sorts of things. You know, it could all come crumbling down next week. And I'd be like, sorry, love, I've got to go and live at my mother's. It's been nice loving you, but love is over. And if it's not love, then it's the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, the bomb that'll bring us together. Good call though, Willow. But it's not for everyone. But I could never, I'd done a load of temping work when I was like a late teenager. You know, we found out about temping. You sign up to an agency. They ring you up at 8 o'clock in the morning and say, can you get to British Telecom and wash the floors for a couple of days? And then you get 40 quid. And it was like, 40 fucking quid, wicked. And, you know, but after about 2 years of temping, I just remember thinking, I can never work with someone. I can never work with someone telling me what to do. It's just not my character. And it is some people's character. And that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make me better than you. It just makes me different. But, you know, the opportunities are out there. Here's another example. Alan owns his business. Alan runs his business. Nice to see you, Alan. Thanks for that. You says, thanks for having me on, mate. I have to shove off for the day now. Love you in the scrubs. Keep heart and stay positive. Hoyt to that years. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Get yourself a nice shooter. Right, where? No. Bit quiet over there, is it, Jays? You never know. Someone might pop over and keep you company in a minute. Afternoon to you, Alan. Always a pleasure. 166 of you lovely bastards in. Thank you, Brian. Can I start? Yeah, yes. You can start investing at 54. Brian, you're UK based, right? Obviously, Wales. You've got a stocks and shares ISA. Get 500 quid a month into it. 10 years time, you might have 1.5 million tax free, according to historical charts. That is as well. Email me if you want to know more about that. That's not bullshit. That's not some weird thing I found out on the internet. People do it. They just don't tell people like us that. My business, when I first set it up, within a few months was turning $5,000 a day. Now that has all changed, but imagine that happened to you. So at 55, you might be turning, even if you're turning $2,000 a day. Happy days. Here we go. Feet up. No, it's never too late. And also, people who've got things on the go, people who've got projects on the go, tend to live longer, tend to live healthier, and tend to live happier because their body and mind tells them that they've got a passion, they've got a determination, they've set goals. My girlfriend's 107-year-old quad-toothed grandmother, she's not like sitting there like in some old people's home with her teeth falling out into her tea. She gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, goes out and starts doing the gardening. She's bending over, pulling weeds out of the ground. You wouldn't think she was 107. You'd put her down as about 70 in English money because she's got a big family and she cares about them and she's got a role to play in that family. So no, Brian, get on it, mate. Absolutely get on it. When I put this video out, I will be giving you 5 business ideas. Now, I'm not going to say these will succeed, but I want to show you once you get over that limit, over that boundary that's been put there by state education, by the media, by the British class system. Once you get over that, it's not actually that difficult if you're prepared to commit. You know, it's very basic, really. You provide a service or you sell something. You provide a service and charge for it, or you sell something for more than you paid for it. That's pretty much it. Nice one, Brian. Appreciate. And I showed on this channel the other week, I showed Warren Buffett. Whatever you think about him, he's done pretty well for himself financially. And in times of high inflation, he said the best thing you can do is sharpen your skill set. What do people want? What can you give? What can you offer people? Can you do anything? Have you got some skills? Get out there and get busy with them. You know. Hello, John. Nice to see you, son. Right, I'll pop the invite in. If you're new here, don't worry. The show's going to start shortly. I'll pop it in. Are you ready, Rollo? You've tried a few times. It's in. What one are you like, Deadbeat Chess? Oh, factotum. So you're someone who you don't want the stress of running a business or something. You just want to get in, know how much you're getting at the end of the month, and then get out. Right, Jess is in, people. No one else come in. Jess is in. Jess!
Hello, how are you doing?
I like it when a lady plays with her hair when I'm talking to her because I know what that means.
No, I'm trying to look good.
No, exactly. That's what I knew it meant. Yeah. What do you make of it? What do you make of this, Jess? Look.
Oh, hang on. Let me have a look. Oh no! Oh God! I don't know what to say about that.
That's what I thought you'd say. Speechless is the word. Yeah, you see, now you're cooling yourself down. You see, it's a double bluff, that one. It's a double bluff. Yeah. Young Jessica. Can I call you Jessica?
I prefer Jess, if that's all right, please.
That's why I want to call you Jessica, because it gives me a sense of power. Oh. Now, this is very sensual now, isn't it? I'm terrible with women. I'm sorry, this is a nightmare. Right, now, what's happening? Please say something, because I'm just going to keep going. Otherwise, I'm getting a bit of colour in my cheeks here.
Do you remember that time when we did the, what was it, two lies and one truth or something?
So are you saying something, love?
We did that stream where it was like 2 lies and 1 truth.
Jess, I can't remember what happened yesterday, to be honest with you, but I'm all up for believing it happened.
It was about I think it was about a year ago. And I came and I went, hello, can you hear me? And you went, oh.
Oh God, did I? What did I shiver? Was it sensual? Was it sensual?
You said, oh, can you say hello? And I went, hello.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've got this on tape. I'm going to put that on loop later. Yeah. So I do remember 2 lies and 1 truth, and we all had to decide something about it. So how's your life been, Jess?
It's been pretty good. I've finished my apprenticeship and I got a distinction in my apprenticeship from my job. So
yeah, but how comes apprenticeship is the only word where you're dropping your T's? You've got quite a well-spoken voice, and suddenly it was apprenticeship. Oh, it's been quite good lately. I passed my apprenticeship and everything else was wonderful.
Apprenticeship.
What did you do that in? What did you do? What you want, love? Really, I wouldn't worry about what I say.
So it was international freight forwarding specialist.
Fuck me, do we need them in the world at the moment? Have you seen all those ships out of the sea?
Sorry about it. Yeah,
that might be quite interesting. So I suppose while you've been doing that apprenticeship, which I'm assuming is in a corporation, a business of some sort. Yeah. So you've been dealing with an actual global supply crisis as part of your apprenticeship.
Yes. I mean, obviously I'm just one part in like a huge chain, but we can definitely see how it's impacted our business as well. We're still busy, but it's just the thing of vessels not calling to ports. There's no haulage in the UK. It's crazy.
No, tell me about it. We're having absolute nightmares. We've got one purchase order that is 4 months late.
Yep.
And I would suggest this. I don't know what you think about this, but I think the couriers, your DHL, your FedEx, and all that, I think they're about 5 years behind e-commerce. I think they're nowhere near up to scratch. You know, the amount of stuff that gets nicked, they're still leaving stuff on people's letterboxes. You know, all $600-700 orders, and then the customer says, "Oh, it has never arrived." The tracking says it's delivered, and it's like, well, it's been stolen, of course.
I mean, I can't really say much to do with couriers to do with like delivering to people's houses. I mean, we mostly work with like what would you call it? You know, commercial things like businesses shipping to other businesses elsewhere.
B2B.
Yeah. But no, we've definitely seen how it's impacted us.
So did you go to uni or did you just go straight? No, you've done the best thing. You've done exactly what people should do. I think the whole university thing should just go. It's over, it's finished, it's rotten to the core, and it's unnecessary. You've done the perfect
I think it's
thing.
good for things that you used to need to go to university for, you know, to become a doctor, to become something like that. But you know what I mean?
But I used to say that. I used to say, well, you know, maybe if you need a lab or whatever, but if you get an apprenticeship, they've got labs.
Yeah.
And if you want to become a doctor, get an apprenticeship at GPs. You know, you sit in there with them. I had to have 30 stitches in my hand when I tried to squeeze a lemon on the edge of a pint glass, and it just went. And he put 18 in this hand. They were holding me down. I was screaming. It was so embarrassing. And then he said, we're going to have to put a few in that hand. I said, no, that one doesn't need it. And he said, no, it really does. He says, because that will get infected. You might lose your hand. And I said, if you have to. He put 5 lidocaines in to numb it, but he done that to this hand and it didn't work. And then he said, do you mind if a student does it? You know, with the old curved needle thing. And I said, I'm guessing I haven't got much choice here. He went, well, the noise you've been making and the 5 of us to hold you down, you're going to put up with it. But listen to this. When he finished, he said to me, and I was a junkie at the time. He said to me, not only have you got a reduced tolerance to pain, I felt pain more, basically. He said, but when you put local anesthetics in your hands or your feet, he said the movement of blood just washes them out. It's almost not worth doing. So you're getting, 20 stitches just through your... made me feel horrible. But yeah, I think universities should just be washed off the face of the planet. How old were you when you started your apprenticeship, and how did you get it?
So it's a weird story. I did A levels at school, but I went straight for a job. I just left sixth form and just said, I just want to get a job. So I started my actual job on not an apprenticeship salary, normal salary for someone my age. And then about a year, it was coming up to a year after I started, they then said, we've got this apprenticeship that you can do. Would you like to start? And I said, yeah.
Is an apprenticeship salary lower or higher than a standard salary?
It's lower. It's usually lower. Lower than minimum wage usually, I think. But I
so
wasn't on that.
So you took a knock financially?
No, I stayed on the same salary and got pay rises, but was doing the apprenticeship.
So, okay. And sorry if I've forgotten. I'm doing my best here. I'm trying not to look at you or listen to you. What stage are you in that apprenticeship now?
I finished it.
So, and did they employ you?
No, I was employed before. So I stayed at the same job and done the apprenticeship.
I'm not listening. Absolutely nothing has gone in. So, okay. So just to summarize, for no one else's benefit but me, you got a job, then they gave you the apprenticeship and give you a rise. And then when the apprenticeship was finished, you're still there.
Yep.
Turned out perfect.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you've got a career now.
Yes. I've been there for over 2 years.
Amazing work. How old are you roughly?
Coming up for 21 in April.
Oh, about the same age as my girlfriend. Interesting. What are you laughing? Right, Jess, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Anything that you wanted to bring to the glorious house of Scrubs this afternoon?
Not particularly. I love all the Scrubs. I'm happy to. I'm really.
You're
happy
irregular, aren't you? You're
Yeah.
regular. It's always lovely to see you. You've seen the ups and downs of this place. It's a peculiar one. Are you optimistic for the future? For as a young person, I mean, people my age, we had it off. It was amazing growing up. It was amazing in the 70s. It was amazing in the 80s. Even the 90s were pretty good. But once we got to about 2010, it just went. And where we are now is almost unbelievable.
I don't know, because it might be that it goes the other way. It might be that it just gets worse. I really don't know.
Is there an element that you don't know anything else? So this is your normality. You know, you haven't. Or do you realise that it's got bad, or do you just think this is the world? You do realise
you can
it's
see
got
that.
bad.
Yes, even though I've only lived for 20 years, I can see that it's got worse. Definitely.
That's interesting.
So, but I don't know. I think.
Go on.
I just think we have to work with what we've got. Do you know what I mean? As younger people, I think we've just got to work with what we've got at the moment and just make the best out of a messy situation and just do the best for yourself, you know.
Are you investing at all, saving or anything?
Well, I save money. Yeah, I save money. I don't just splash my cash.
Well, maybe think about investing it, because just having it in the bank, it's going to not be worth a lot. It's going to go down in value if you keep it in the bank. Think about that. I mean, if you could get proper frugal and get 500 a month into an ISA, you honestly could have a couple of million by the time you're 38.
I don't have that much to spare each month because I live by myself. But
stop spending money. Stop. Well, what does the majority of your money go on? Rent?
Surprisingly, I've not got my rent. Isn't that bad actually? I don't really spend out on things.
Vodka.
No, I don't really.
Shoes.
No, I don't really spend money. I genuinely don't.
I'm not.
Apart from if I go out for a meal or something, but I don't really drink that much. I don't really buy loads. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good. Well, Jessica, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think after an initial awkward, bumpy opener, it was quite sensual though. I think we kind of flattened out and had a conversation.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
And I just want to say I absolutely love Arpa with all my heart.
Oh, how lovely. That's lovely. All right. Well, is he here? Is he in here?
I don't know. I'm in the studio. I'm not in YouTube. But
I don't know what that means.
I'm in the StreamYard studio, not YouTube.
Oh, you can't see the chat?
Well, I can if I go to the different tab, yeah.
No, you just have to click comments on the top right. Can't you do that?
Oh, yes, I'm not very good at this.
It doesn't matter. Well,
I'm not very good.
Me neither. I don't know. I've managed to do it so long. Jess, listen, well done. Congratulations. Feel very good about yourself. You've made some excellent decisions and continue to do so. And thanks for hanging around in the stream. It's always a pleasure. Take care, my dear.
You too. Bye.
Ta-da. Terrible around hot birds. Just terrible. Honestly, I just snap into do you want to fuck mode. I'm not joking. What I could lie. Did it show? Could you tell? I just went really dry. How's your apprenticeship going? Okay. What do you think about the world? Lucky I got these glasses on because I was just looking up there. I was just thinking, fuck me, how long's this gone on for now? I need to get out of here. Lovely to talk to you, Jess. I'm dribbling. And I'll tell you what, I'm fucking glad about that because my life has been about beautiful women. When I look back over my life, they're the bits that have meant everything. And that's not surprising. That's how it should be. I mean, there's writing as well. But if there was no hot birds around, I wouldn't write. Why? Why would you do anything? If all the women or all the men and you're a lady just vaporized tomorrow, you'd stop eating, wouldn't you? You'd stop doing anything. Or you'd travel the world seeing if there is one or two somewhere, maybe in the Outer Hebrides or something. It's hard to say. Hello, Willow. Know your value. When I left my firm, they were willing to pay my asking price, which was treble. Fucking amazing. Listen to this, right? the first thing, this is relevant. Willow, thanks for the donation, and this story is relevant to what you're saying. First ever thing I got paid for writing was for the Stoners magazine, High Times. Then there was a couple of treatments I wrote for some filmmakers I got paid for. And then one of my mates who lived at the squat with us, he was like a chartered accountant. And because the rest of us in the squat were just drug addicts, he'd be working all day, every hour God sends. And he'd come home at night and we'd all just be there out of our boxes. And there'd be one day he went, I ain't working anymore. He went, I want to do what you lot do. And we'd be like, yeah. You know, he had to wash his suit. He'd be ironing his shirts while we would like ripping B-loads. And so he wrote this letter. Dear the company, I've decided to make a different direction in life, blah, blah, blah. They trebled his salary. And he was already on about 90 grand a year. And this was in about 95, right? They trebled it. They doubled his holidays. They give him mad perks like Booper and this and that. Because he was, like you say, you know, he was suddenly aware of his value. And he got home after he handed in the letter, and we had a party to celebrate that he was going to finally be at home and in Soho with the rest of us. And then a week later, he sat us all down, and he talks like Boise, this bloke. He went, lads, I've got something I need to tell you all. It would appear I'm not leaving my job after all. They've trebled my wages. I've got 8 weeks a year holiday, company car, Booper for me and the family, meaning his mother and father. They just threw it all at him. And I was like, fucking hell, what are you on? He said, well, it works out after tax about 220 grand a year. And then we're all going, wow, a little bit gutted that he was going to still be working though. And then he went, in fact, he says, I think I never get this right, but you'll understand the joke. He went, so that resignation letter of about 40 words, I think I've earned about, let's work it out, 100,000 times more than you, Dangerfield, as a writer. Absolutely slapped me about. Nice one, Willow, and you're absolutely right. No, you damn. Oh, Brad, steady on. Hello, 21st Dissident. She was looking good. Lovely looking woman. Nice. Oh, I was working on you, was it? You dirty bastard. They don't know at that age, though, JC. They don't know. My missus, when we go out, everyone looks at her. I mean, like, she wears next to nothing when we go out. The other day, she wore this beautiful, really elaborate sort of skin tight thing with these heels, and all her hair was done. And she goes, everyone looks at me. I said, it's because you're beautiful. And she's like, come on. She's like, many beautiful ladies. I said, yeah, you're one of them. And young women don't get it. And I've said this to my missus so many times. I said, when you're about 40, you'll look back at photos of you at your age now, and you'll say, fuck me, I was hot. They don't know it, do they? It's peculiar, absolutely peculiar. Although there is the kind of opposite of that. As a man, as you get older, all women seem to get a bit hotter. Look at Greg, how he was on it. Oh God, he's in sensual mode. Look at Alan. Alan wanted to jump in. What? You can't. I never said I wanted her. I've just got a problem. I just can't stop it. Easy, Grandad. Lee saw the signs. Yeah. Oh, don't worry about it. I've got all the tricks. Right, I need a piss. Right, give me. I'll put the waiting meme up. 1 secondo. Una secondo. I'll put Grego's waiting meme up. If anyone is new, that there isn't. Although 190 people, sign up to my Substack while I'm having a piss if you want. They're cracking stories. They're vile, you know, which is what you want out of a story, really. I'm going for a wee. See you in a couple of shakes. Oh, I better get rid of that one. Oh, the old man came in the open singing the old plumbing ain't what it was. Hoister, Jolly Roger, hoister, Jolly Roger. It's your money that we want, and your money we shall have. Of all the pirates on the sea, the worst of them was Blackbeard. Little bit of Adam and the Ants for you there, people, while I got back. JC's on the phone. Boom! JC, I sent you a message earlier, mate. I don't know. Bit of a weird one halfway through. I thought, is this a bit of a ridiculous thing to say? But I think you understand. You'll probably understand what I was getting at. We'll have a little look at that. Boom. He's even put boom in the message. Look at that, people. JC, the Mysterioso. The secret. It's not dual citizen. It's JC. Boom. A bullseye. Thank you very much, dual citizen. Very generous. Machano Caprasciatuti. Hope you're all right. Happy Kwanzaa. I can't even remember what it's called, people. What am I saying now? What was the film about Black Panther? Uganda. That wasn't even a joke. What's it called? What are we celebrating today again? Kwanzaa. There you go. Kwanzaa. Thank you very much, JC. Have a listen to that message when you get a minute. And let me know what you think, because I can give a little bit back. 21st, thank you again, JC. 21st dissident, nice, no uni. 21st dissident. University is a scam, and I can say this with a law degree. Yeah, I've got 2 degrees. I've got a master's degree, an absolute scam. Now, I did do art school, which is good if you want to fuck a lot and take drugs. But let's be fair, it caused me a lot of problems coming out the back of that mess. And I'm with you, actually, 21st dissident. In retrospect, I would have started drug dealing 8 years earlier. In fact, art school interrupted my very good LSD business. But, then you go to art school. When I went to Leeds, 60,000 students in Leeds, But speed was £10 a gram in Dartford. So I took I took half a kilo up to Leeds, £5 a gram. Oh, that put the maths a bit out of kilter. Yes. Still, a couple of nights down the Faversham was absolutely wunderbar. There's some absolute skirt in there. Now, there's a lot of J's in the chat. I'm imagining that's for young Jessica. There you go. No, she was great. Well, how lovely to see someone so young making good decisions. you know, and being sensual. Right, okay, people. Let's. The show's going to start. Bison American Club. Thanks for the donation, my friend. Please start making items in the home counties. Supply chain solved. Buy local made basketry over a Chinese Communist Party plastic bin. Yeah, I mean, you know that. Thanks for the donation, Bison American Club. I mean, it alludes to a bigger picture, doesn't it? Because why did Europe hand its manufacturing base to China? I think people are getting wise to it, though. You know, I've been in this game. I've been in the e-commerce game for a while, and you know, 15, 20 years ago, you could sell shit from Alibaba. You could sell shit from the Indian equivalent, and people would be all right paying a few quid for some crap. But over the years, people are wise to it now, and they're like, well, I can buy the Chinese version, which is essentially temporary, or I can get the made in Germany version, which is going to last for 15, 20 years. So it was stupid. I mean, why did we do it? Oh, yeah, because Blair et al. Hate England. I mean, it's a weird one for Thatcher when you think about it. Good old Thatcher loves England. Well, I don't know about importing all that coal, but there you go. It's a peculiar thing, and I think this is happening as well to an extent. Bison American Club. Look at the Northampton. I'm going to lose some viewers here. The Northampton handmade shoe trade is absolutely booming because people are realizing buying a pair of cheaply made, crappy quality leather and or plastic shoes for 130 quid from Russell and Bromley, and then needing another pair in a year's time because the sole's gone through and you can't re-sole them, or the upper's just cracked to pieces, or spend a few hundred quid and get a decent pair, look after them. Oh, lo and behold, 15 years later, you've still got them and they fit like a sock. I think people are getting more onto it. Right, where are we? Bushy says, to be 21 again. Yeah. But you know what, Bushy? You know this youth is wasted on the young. No, it isn't. Young people have a great time. It's a silly saying. I'm not saying you said that, but it just reminded me. Pizzle is on the firm. There you go, Jesse. You heard it. Ah, lovely. 21st Dissonance said, there you go. That's what I just said. I just said that, didn't I? Youth weren't wasted on me. I had an absolute fucking ball. I had an absolute blast. I feel sorry for the 16-year-olds now. Because at 16, fuck me, man. Those next 5 years were just bliscuits. It was just a blur of... Well, it was just a blur. Yeah, just enjoy yourself. Where are we looking now? Right, let's get this. I'm just checking to see if I haven't missed any more super chats because it's some sparkling content. I don't like this simping thing that seems to be about. You are allowed to find women attractive and tell them that. I mean, I think simping's a bit dangerous. There is a very different thing. You know, it's going to come a time when you're not allowed to flirt with a lady. It's just fun. It's nice. It's enjoyable for everyone involved. That's not simping. Simping's when you meet them online and go, can I give you £5,000 and you can send me your old bra? There's a big difference. Bison American Club says, have him read my super chat. Mate, I work on many levels. I've got it. It's all going on. You know, it's like a computer in there. It's like a ZX81 with a 16K RAM pack. Packer said, it is the beauty of youth. You see it when you're older in yourself and others. There is a beauty of youth, though, isn't there? Why wouldn't there be? You know, it's lovely. There's so much potential, and it's like the fresh lotus flower that's just come out for the morning dew. Where are we? Nice one, Packer. Yeah, it's you know, it's lovely. Lovely. Thank you, Packer. Hope you and the missus are all right. Right, where are we going now? Let me go down. William comes twice. JC says, M in the chat if you've been enjoying Millennial. Well, not only did I enjoy being on Millennial, but I am enjoying being about 5th most viewed show on Millennial. Let's just sit back and enjoy that. And that's competing against people whose show's been up for like 2 weeks. Let's just sit back and enjoy that. My numbers are incredible on there. I couldn't believe it. I'm giving it the large, like I knew it. Oh, I knew that. I thought it'd be. I'd be like a drought of viewers. Oh no. Thousands, absolutely thousands. Right, let me just get down to the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to put an M in the chat for I have been enjoying Woes. I think my favourite one so far was my one. But my real favourite one so far has been Greg Johnson. He did say he'd come on my channel 2 years ago, but I never followed it up. I might see if I can get him on again because he's saying some amazing things. A very interesting bloke. Gets a lot of jip from the nationalist right. I think he might be a homosexual. Oh no, I'm so bored of people on the nationalist right having a problem with the gays. It's like I think the problem might be something in you, mate. You know, what's the issue? What is the issue? So boring. They got a problem with everything. Exactly, 21st Dissident. Exactly. Flirting's a bit of fun, isn't it? Grego reckons I simp for Ludwig. I'll tell you what, Paxmax is the new teacher's pet. Paxmax wrote a cracking review. I feel like I put too much pressure on Ludwig after that first counter comment. If you don't know what we're talking about, you need to subscribe to my Substack. Link in the description. I'll never monetize it. You can read it. It'll be lovely. Do you know what? There you go. Our pals nailed it. Can't even say hello to a female these days. Lefty twats call you a simp. Well, so do righty twats. That's what does me. It's an absurd situation. It's an absolutely absurd situation. Even girls I've got who are friends of mine. I just start. Thank you, 21st Dissident. I mean, I've got quite a nice, what would you call it? Rapport with Woes. I mean, me and Woes talk occasionally offline, but not a lot. And you know, we're quite different people, but we both went to art school. Do you know what I mean? So we've got that strangeness in common. Cron says that Millennial Woes also balked your upload for many hours. Cron, what does balked mean? I'm not sure if that's a good thing, a bad thing. Stephen Campbell says they've spoken highly of Chris in the Woes forum. Well, this is all very interesting. I never knew this. Thank you, Stephen. Cron, what does him balking my upload for many hours means? This sounds very interesting. Oh, Dan's on at 10 tonight. There you go, 10. Yeah, I'll be abed. I'll have just finished editing my novel and going to sleep. I do like Dan, though. Still talk to Dan a lot. I want to know what Cron's talking about. That's nice to know they've been saying some nice things. Al Mack is recommending Mark Malone. I liked Black Pigeon Speaks. I think he might have I don't want to say problem, but I think he might like a drink. I know he was shittered when he was on Jakes and Latte, And one of the scrubs told me he went back on as like an apology for being shafted the first time. And then the second time he was pissed again. Yes, I'm on 2 hours, 21 minutes. Feel free to donate. Feel free to put some oil onto the cogs of this entertainment machine. Who do you know can talk for 2 hours, 21 minutes and 28 seconds and counting and still have 173 people sitting at home scratching their asses wondering why they're still watching it? I think that's quite the talent. I want to know what Cron was saying. Paying for jars of farts is simply... I don't think that's connected with the millennial woes comment. No, I don't. I don't at all. I exactly. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. No, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, it's crazy. Right, where's Cron? I want to know what Cron meant. Hello, Lyro. Good. Baz says can't say hello anymore because they're married. Al Mac is giving me the third one. The third. Okay, I'll take third though. I think he uploaded the Greg Johnson one instead of yours. Thanks. He didn't actually. I know what you're saying, but that was something different. That he put someone else's in, but that isn't where the views come from. I don't think I haven't sorted all that out. Balking. It's a fucking mission. I tell you, can you imagine? I've said it before, but it's not just, I could probably stream, I've streamed 6 hours in a day before, but not talking to people about whatever they want to talk about and be engaged and listen and be able to offer something back and be entertaining and be alert and know something about what they're talking about. Fuck me, man. I said to him before I went on there, I said, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. And he said something along the lines of, well, we might find out this year that I can't. Just halfway through going, Gamma. No, it's on Odyssey. Just go to Odyssey, type in Millennial Woes, you'll find his channel, and then you'll see him all there. Well, look at that. I lost even more views. Right, let's see if someone else wants to come in and have a chat. There you go. Nice one, Dual Citizen. I'm calling you Dual Citizen because we've got the mysterious JC as well. So, he's still hassling me. He's still hassling me for this one. It is a call-in show, Rags. What are you going to say? I can't watch that. I can't watch that. I might watch that at the end, Rags. I might watch it at the end. You got to remember it is Wakanda or something like that. Hello, Red 56. New on the firm? No, we had this conversation the other day. It's a change of names or something. Grego said you did 2 hours in your sleep once. Yeah, and I've left the video up to my credit. Not for much longer, though. Sean says, I thought Odyssey was library. Not really sure how it works. Dual Citizen has put the link there to my stream on Woes, but you'll obviously be able to find all the other ones. It was a really nice chat, actually. I mean, I had to get up at 9 o'clock and I went to bed at 5 or something, so it was a bit like, morning. Yeah, no, that happened for a while. But they sorted it out after a while. Right. Good numbers for Wednesday afternoon. I had to check it was Wednesday. No, much appreciated, dual citizen. Kwanzaa, that's it. Sorry, what did I say? Wakanda. They're both fictional. Right, okay. Yes, Will, Odyssey is a bit like the glory days of YouTube. I still can't believe what Kron said. Bokken? I thought Bokken was a Japanese martial art instrument. It's Tuesday where you are, RMF. It's 12:30 Wednesday here. Who's the silly ones now, huh? Dennis says Odyssey is the best. Right, here we go. Hello, Raisin Sack. It always gets me. Right, okay. Let's invite someone else in to Lashar. Hang on a minute. I'm going to see if I can get a little... I might be able to get a mystery guest on. Hang on a minute. Bit of a long shot, but give me a couple of... Oh, God, excuse me. Give me a couple of burps. Someone else has already come in. Well, there goes your mystery guest. Happy Wakanda Day, 42.
Hello, hold on. I think I'm getting a bit of reverb. Hello?
Hello, check, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hello, can you hear me?
You're perfect.
Good. We're all good then.
What was that last thing?
We're all good. Yes, I can hear you.
What have you been doing to celebrate Wakanda?
I've took a toothbrush and degreaser to my bicycle chain and gears.
Have you actually done that?
Yeah, actually did that. Get the foam and degreaser out, spread it on, and scrub it with a toothbrush because...
Oh, he's gone. We're getting F's in the chat. What's that idea?
Hello.
Right. Well, people are saying you're too loud. There's a few F's. Have I gone? Move mic out of air of mouth stream, says Pax Max. English isn't his first language. Pull a little bit back from the microphone, 42, your mouth.
Right, okay. How's that?
That's too far.
All right. Right now?
Well, it was fine for me, to be honest with you. I don't know what these bastards are complaining about. Right, let's just go a bit nearer.
Right.
Sorry, mate. Right, that's perfect for me.
All good. Yes, I ride a mountain bike, so you get a lot of grit and stuff in the chain. So if you don't get the toothbrush out, then it's going to be problems down the road.
Now, I'll tell you what. Now people are saying you're still too far away. Come 2 inches nearer.
I turned my mic down. I think that might have been part of it.
That's perfect for me. Right, fuck off, everyone in the chat. Some of you say, I think you're winding me up now. They're just saying further, closer. Just stay like me and you'll have a nice chat. Now, I'll tell you what. When I was into the old push bikes, as we used to call them, as a child, and one day my father bought me a chain delinker. I was so impressed, because all that hassle of having a low-hanging chain or all that, and he said you just put it on it, twist it round, pushes it out, take a bit out, put the, I loved that chain delinker. Not anything to say about that.
Yeah, I don't have a chain breaker, but the link of my chain would be it's a quick link that you can pop in and out.
So you're a bit like Marzipan, I'm guessing. You're a bit into the mountain bike thing.
I think Marzipan's a bit more advanced than me. I like my 2 wheels on the ground.
So what do you do? Downhill or just sort of countryside? Have you got a basket of apples on the front?
No basket of apples. I've got a fitness hardtail, a ride, cross country, technical trail, the sort of stuff that Marzipan's on his head on.
Yeah, that's how he done his. He was. Yep. I think he was like on his front wheel and he just tipped over.
Yeah.
Have you had any serious injuries?
No, nothing serious. Well, no serious injuries, bike related.
Now, I've noticed that your missus isn't in the chat tonight. Usually you two are like the lovers of the century, like the last great romantics.
Oh, she's in work and she's lurking.
She's
Yes,
lurking.
yep. The wonderful MG. She's currently in work and she's been lurking. I've seen the odd wee message come up.
She loves you aplenty, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, as do I her.
Oh,
It's round about 6 years ago, come Easter, my life changed whenever I met Emma.
it's bloody lovely to hear, man. We're absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
I had a series of horrific relationships, and it was only when I met this one I finally realised that the sacrifices that you make to have a relationship are actually worth it. You actually do get something in return. It was quite weird.
Well, you went through the hopping from one bad one to another one. I just had one 25-year-long bad one.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pure shit. And also have to hold my hand up and say that part of the reason why it was 25 years was because I put up with it.
Well, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say it's insane how long, and it tends to be men as well, how long men put up with dysfunctional relationships. And I think a lot of it is to do with the guilting and the shaming. I think women, look, I think men are more violent than women. I think that's a fair thing to say. But I think women are more manipulative than men, and they can get right into your head and make you feel like it's your fault. You know, I've had women send me crazy, make me think I'm going crazy. You know.
Well, the problem with me was we had kids, and if I had left sooner, the first time I attempted to leave was whenever my youngest one was about 10, and at that point it got to the stage where she wouldn't have actually been able to keep me away from them via family court because the relationship was already there and the kid wouldn't have put up with it. But then whenever I did try to escape, I got dragged back into it for all sorts of reasons.
Yeah.
Financial, and because you can walk out of a relationship any day of the week. You can just turn and go. But walking out of a mortgage and $5,000 credit card debt and all that, not so easy.
No, and children, of course, that really complicates the issue. Well, thank the Lord you finally did, though, and reclaimed your future, because, I had a girl tell me she had cervical cancer. Just she'd been really shitty, and I just one day thought, why am I with this girl? She's always miserable, and I wasn't miserable before I got with her. Now she was hot as fuck, which doesn't help, but I just said to her one day, I want to tell you something. She said, what? I said, you're so moody and miserable. I don't want any part of it anymore. And we're over. And like that, she went, I've got cervical cancer. I went, what? She went, that's why I've been so miserable. And I was like, fuck. I'm on the internet looking at it. Sometimes they have their pelvis removed. Even if it goes well, you could be with them for 10 years and then they die, blah, 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 blah. And I had to make a decision. Am I going to stay with this girl or am I going to do the off? And I remember thinking, no, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to have, my age, sort of 38 to 48, is going to be in and out of hospitals all the time with this girl, and she's going to be almost not functioning. And I made that decision. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I was walking around Soho all night. And then there was a slight sort of something happened, and I suddenly thought, hang on a minute. And then I caught her out, and I actually did catch her out. It was quite cool how I done it. And And I remember getting her around, and I was like, "How are you?" And she's like, "Well, I'm still. It's very hard to accept, and I've got to go and see the specialist on Thursday, and blah blah." I was like, "Oh right." And I went, "Was that with Dr. So-and-so you saw?" And she was like, "Yeah." I went, What, yesterday?" She went, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's fucking funny because she's been on holiday for 3 fucking weeks. Get out of my house, you psychotic witch." She just picked up her bags and walked out. And then I got back with her for 3 years.
Crazy. It's more common than you think. After the first time I attempted to escape, my one developed an umbilical hernia, which meant she needed an operation. So I had to go back to look after the house while she was ill, and she never did seem to get better. It went from an umbilical hernia to Raynaud's to fibromyalgia to a heart defect to getting a pacemaker fitted.
Oh my God.
And that didn't fix it. And she was in the hospital, and then she had some breathing thing where she had to have an oxygen mask on her to lie down and breathe at the same time, and she had to sleep propped up. And then she was booked in for, is it the MRI scan, the one where you go inside the tunnel?
I think so, yeah. I think so. One of the CAT scans, something like that.
Yeah, she was booked in for one of those. And I'm thinking this is going to be interesting because apparently you can't lie down and breathe at the same time. So she went in for that, and she came out, and I was like, "How was your breathing?" Because she was in there for 3/4 of an hour, and she said it was okay because they put the radio station light on for me. And then she went from there back to the hospital, back to being propped up, and back to having the breathing thing. And I'm thinking, I can see exactly what's going on here. And the doctors are just going along with it. And I'm thinking, yeah, you might be sick, but you're not fucking ill.
You know what? Yeah. And also, it's quite easy to bring on actual illnesses when they're required. People can actually do that. Psychosomatic illnesses are a classic. I was with a hysteric, and I mean that in the Charcot-Freudian sense, where she would exhibit symptoms of hysteria. But it was never when she was going to lose anything. If we went out for dinner with her tutor and her mother, she was fine. If she had to write her dissertation, it was fine. But anything involving me should have one of these mad fits. And they were real, like her eyes all puffed up, her skin was like covered in blotches. It was an actual thing. But after about 2 years, I remember I wrote them all down. And it was like, how interesting that every single one of these hysteric fits she's had has damaged my professional, social, and student life. And they had.
Yeah, it's almost as if it was any time she wasn't the center of attention.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, it's a
worse than that. It was any time when I was the center of attention. There's a subtle difference there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, my one, she would have done that whenever it was anybody. My parents' 50th wedding anniversary, daughter's graduation, fucking anything at all where she wasn't the center of attention.
And I imagine if it was your daughter as well, that I can imagine that absolutely pissed her off.
It wasn't. I don't even think it pissed her off. I just think that she had this need to continually have everybody in the world dance around her.
Wow. I just want to say for people in the chat, this isn't me and 42 digging out women. I'm sure if there was a couple of women here, they would be talking about some very dodgy relationships with men. It just so happens that we're both heterosexual males, so we've had, issues with women. Yeah. Fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah, but the other end of it is, I was slightly fortunate in that after I escaped that, I didn't have any relationships for a while. And then I met Emma, who is absolutely wonderful, very kind, very considerate, very supportive. And
did it take you a while to get used to that?
No, not really.
Okay.
It took me a while to get over the shock that she actually liked me.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
After that, Psycho, she nearly broke me. I was on edge around women, and that wasn't me at all before I met her. You know.
What happened with me was I had 2 years where I was caring for a mother who was ill, and I was also in counselling. So, and it also got involved with men's rights stuff and listening to a lot of Paul Allen and people like that. And I had sorted out my issues in my head, which sort of helped me before I started the formal relationship. As a checklist to red flags, and knew what I was getting into and what I wasn't getting into. And I recognized all the good traits that I had. So it became quite easy.
It's a really important thing you say there, because I had a therapist say to me after I'd had a string of, I mean, lunatics. I mean, proper mental health issues and very aggressive, spiteful, vicious, hateful women. And this therapist said to me, I'll put you in a room of 50 women, and within 5 minutes, you'll be chatting up the one that's going to do you the most damage. She said, because this is what, unless we change as individuals, you'll keep repeating those patterns. And I do believe it. And it all goes back to my relationship with my mother. My mother loves me to death, right? She's never told me that. She's never shown any interest in me. She's emotionally unavailable, my mother. She just is. You know, she's a working class mother. She doesn't have that. Her parents were alcoholics, so she never learned any of that in any of those skills. And so I go for emotionally unavailable women, and for my sins end up with them.
Well, the learning thing that come out of this is, for all you listening boys and girls, if you've been in a bad relationship, the next person you meet doesn't actually have to be good. They just have to be less shit than the previous person. So you need to go away, work on yourself, find yourself some personal standards, and then go back out and not bunny hop from, or monkey branch from one to another, do something different in between, and then come back at it with a better mindset.
That's incredible advice, actually, because you'll settle for anything that's just not as bad as that. And that can still be damaging to you. You know, you need to be loved. You need to be valued. You need to be respected and cared for. You know, can I ask you, don't get into this, obviously, if you don't want to, but how do I put this question? What was the final straw? What made you just say, fuck it? Were you waiting for the kids to get to a certain age or something, or was there an event, or could you just not cope anymore?
It was a mixture of the kid getting to be the youngest child getting to be 17, and after it got dragged back in with all the illnesses and stuff, I pretty much said, yeah, I might be here and you might be keeping me here some sort of a slave, but we ain't married. This isn't a marriage. This is not how a relationship works. And so she was doing her thing, which was mostly being ill, lying in bed all the time, and I was sort of farting about going to work, looking after the kids, and it wasn't functional. And it came to a head. I jumped out, and the next day she had a recovery that made Lazarus look like a malingerer and could walk 3 miles up a beach.
It's fucking shocking, man. Well done for getting out of it. I was going to ask you something. Oh, yeah. There's a great novel. There's an American writer called Nelson Algren, and he wrote a book called The Man with the Golden Arm. And Hollywood made a film about it, but it's got a different ending, and it's really weird. It's like, what? No, that's not what the book's about. But the main character in it, he's called the Man with the Golden Arm because he's a card dealer. That's how he makes his money. And his wife is in a wheelchair. Her legs don't work. And he's her carer, basically. And his whole life revolves around her. He's also got a drug habit. And there's this when I read it, there's this absolute killer bit when it's like the last fifth of the book. You realise there's nothing wrong with her legs. Every time he goes out, she just gets up and potters about and gets on with things. And it really hit me because I'd been in not situations that extreme, but I'd certainly been in situations where I'd been manipulated in a similar way. And it can be dark, man. It can be dark.
Yeah, but it's so obvious whenever, you can't see it at the time, but whenever you get a bit of space and look back, you can see how blatantly obvious it was.
Yeah. The girl that told me she had cancer once, when we'd split up another time, she rang me up and she said, "I found your business debit card in Soho." I was like, "Eh?" She said, "Yeah, it was just on the floor." And I said, "Well, can I have it back?" And so she said, "All right, meet me at Bar Italia." And we weren't together at this point. So she gave it to me. I said, "Where was it?" She said, "Well, it's just outside the Polish Cafe." And I used to go to the Polish Cafe. And I said to her, "Do you honestly expect me to believe that out of all the people in Soho, it was you that found my business card on the floor?" And she convinced me, though. I believed her, right? And then here's the absolute corker. I finished with her, and I was so glad it was after the cervical cancer thing. And I thought, right, fuck it, I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to go to Thailand. I'm going to have the time of my life, enjoy my life, remember who I am. So I've booked flights to Thailand and all this. She wouldn't stop texting me and all that. And I texted her back. I said, "Listen, I'm going to Thailand on Thursday. Fuck off. You're a witch. You nearly got me done for a domestic abuse thing that she came around my house and started beating me up. All the neighbours pulled her off, me off her. And I was like, she's attacked me, you fuckers." Anyway, so I just said, "I'm going to Thailand, blah, blah, blah." Then I went to the football at the Arsenal. Now, she would have known I wouldn't have missed the Champions League match. When I get home, my passport's gone. And so's my debit card. And I'm going on holiday the next day. And I just thought, if I don't get my fucking passport back, I'm fucked. And I'm going to lose all the money, all the hotel bookings. Everything is a mess. I knew that she'd somehow got into my house. And then when I thought about the debit card she found in the street, I thought, she's fucking cloned keys to my house. When we were together, she's got copies. She's been letting herself in here. I thought, I've got to get that passport back tonight. And I knew it was her. So I rung her up as if we were mates. And I went, "Oh, listen." I said, "You wouldn't believe it. Someone's nicked my passport and my debit card." And the cheeky bitch, she went, "No." And I know it's her, right? And she went, "No." She went, "Right, calm down. It's going to be all right." She said, "Have you checked all your suit pockets?" I went, "I've been through everywhere." She said, "What about that drawer?" Blah, blah. And I was just keeping me calm because I knew if I couldn't get it off her that night, the holiday was fucked. And I said, "I'll tell you, I think it was. There was this little junkie, Leo." I said, "I think Leo's let himself in. He's shimmed the lock or something." And she said, "Do you think so?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's no problem anyway, because," I said, "this whole building's cameraed up. All the hallways and the entrance is all cameraed up." It wasn't. But this was my one chance to get her to admit it. I said, "It's all cameraed up." So I said, "I'm just going to go down to the old bill shop and tell them, and they'll let me see the cameras and I'll be able to see who it was." And then I just left it, and I was just thinking, and I was like, fingers crossed. Yeah. And she went, "Yeah, don't do that." I went, "Right, you fucking witch." I said, "Get to Bar Italia in 30 minutes or I'm gonna fucking get you lord." And she turned up with my passport and this. And she said, I just felt sad you were leaving. I just took it off her and fucked off home and slept with it, like attached to my things. And I put a wedge under the door so she couldn't get back in. Fucking hell.
Oh, madness. But having said that, there's one thing about, if you haven't lived in a valley, you don't appreciate the view from the mountaintop.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You know, where I've ended up one way or another, and it wasn't planned, drifted, and met Emma. I've got a nice life. My job's okay. It's a job. I've got a nice car. I like where I live, and got an absolutely wonderful girlfriend. You know,
yeah, lovely, absolutely lovely, and you've got the gratitude for that situation because you know what the options can be. You've been there.
Yeah.
All right, 42. Lovely to talk to you. Look after yourselves and enjoy your amazing relationship.
Thank you, and I'm really pleased to see how you're doing with Mrs. D and the obvious love that you have.
Stuff. Yeah, she's great stuff, man. It's I've been in the valley, so I can see. Nice one, 42. Look after yourself, mate.
Thank you. Hoi.
Hoi. Ta-da.
Right, how did...
Oh, I think I just kicked him a bit too early then. What a lovely lad. And what an abundance of advice and knowledge and experience there. Good Lord. Well, we're about to hit 3 hours. I think I'm going to have to wrap it up. I think we can have one more on. Yeah, 42 in the chat, actually. That was very nice. How lovely him and Emma. Wonderful. I always see him in the chat. You're lovely. But I tell you what, if I can give any of you young men and women advice, don't put up with it. You're worth more than people treating you like a cunt. Excuse my English. But you know, it's so insipid. It's so manipulative because, like, I've had situations where I know someone's done something and lied, and I've caught them out, and they've just denied it outright. And I'm like, no, but I know. And they're like, no, you're crazy. You're imagining things, and that is really damaging because then you start questioning your own sanity. And they're like, why'd you treat me like this? Why'd you come up with these mad ideas? You're crazy, you are. And I'm like, oh, maybe I am. And that's fucking dangerous. Listen, don't take any bullshit from anyone. 42 mentioned those red flags. I had a friend, we're not mates anymore, unfortunately, and she said that she started seeing this bloke, right? And she said to me, hi, Chris. She says, is it normal for someone just to sort of out of the blue just call you a fucking cunt? And I went, no, what do you mean? Well, something like maybe I'm making a cup of tea and I pour too much milk in and he goes, you fucking cunt. I said, no, you need to get out immediately. That's psychotic. No, that's not normal. And then it scared me that she even asked me if that was normal. I'll tell you what, if I met a new bird and she said something like that to me over something like that, I'd go, hang on a minute, I've just got to go to the toilet. I'd just get all my stuff and fuck you. But again, you kind of have to learn this stuff, and it's hard won experience a lot of the time because, you know, like that bird I was talking about, she was a 12 out of 10. She was Vietnamese. She had humongous tits. She was about 4'4". She had a tiny little waist, and she was filth. She was an orgasm machine. As soon as I put it in, she was orgasming, and I was like, yeah, this is easy. But man, nearly destroyed me. Another one who nearly destroyed me. Yeah, it would appear a couple of people in the chat know exactly who I'm talking about. Wow, I don't know how that got out. Amazing. Right, we've got time for one more on. Rollo. Rollo's been trying to get in. Let's give this space to Rollo. Rollo, if you want to get in, mate, this one's for you because you have been trying all night. So if people can hold back, give Rollo 20, 30 seconds. because he has been trying to get in, and he's a regular on the glorious House of Scrubs. Feel free to donate for a 3-hour stream that I said would be an hour long. Grease the cogs of this beautiful machine. You can use entropy. Andrew put £5 into entropy, the little bugger. And then it would appear that old Ted, less of the old, he says. How's business, Ted? I always ask you, but I just like people who set up businesses. Because a lot of people say they're going to. Few do, and you have, and I like you. Where's young Ted gone? Let's see, I changed it from old to young. Well, it looks like Rollo got the ump and done the off, unless he's... Let's give Rollo a little bit more time. Nice one, Ted. Hi, been ages since I caught a stream. Hope you're well. Well, I'm all right, but I want to get some work on my novel. It's now a novel. There won't be another one. It's just gone 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've got to get some time in. But I feel bad for Rollo now because he clearly wanted to come in. Nice one, Ted. Lovely to see you. I hope business is going well, and always a pleasure. And while we're on that one, I think I will also pay homage, #no homage, to Andrew French. We've got Pax Max coming in. Andrew dropped a Lady Godiva into entropy. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Ted. Sorry, Rollo, I did try and give you that time, but we couldn't wait all night because I've got work to do. But maybe next time. Or if you come back into the stream, we might be able to squeeze you in. Nice to hear, Ted. Good work. Here he is, Pax Max. So you wrote a very, very detailed and interesting comment on one of my stories. I was most impressed, and then impressed again, then impressed again. By the third time, I thought maybe I'm distilling it with the continual... yeah, you felt that, did you? You thought once is enough, mate. It's all right, I understood you. How are you, Pax Max?
First, I would like to check, is the audio too loud? Am I blasting you, or is it fine?
That accent's amazing. It was because we've had an Irish and an English, that was suddenly so incredibly European. First, I would like to check and see, am I blasting you, or is the audio fine? It would appear to be fine in the chat. I'm going to turn you down a little bit, but I can do that without affecting the chat. Right. Yes, perfect.
Where is the morning stream, Mr. Lefilsky? I am missing the morning stream. There was some data. It is somewhere. I'm not seeing it.
I had to delete it because it was too close to the coof bone. Thank you, Brian. 1 second, Pax Max. The white dragon flag is the original flag of Anglo-Saxon England. We are taught our history properly. Well, I called you a Welshman, so good Lord. Nice one, Brian. Thank you for the donation and for correcting me. And I would hope that you've probably corrected a load of other people. Thank you, Brian. Pax Max. I had to delete it. It was a coof-heavy stream. I showed memes I'm not allowed to. I literally, YouTube sending me terms of service every week now, and it used to be quite sort of general, but now it's like you're not allowed to say that the science by the government. Yeah, they just tell you you're not allowed to. Yeah, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to think. So I had to.
Fucking horrible.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry for the, or not sorry for the accent thing. It's just that I don't have an awesome accent, and that is I'm a bit jealous.
No, you've got it completely wrong. You have got an awesome accent. Your accent's awesome. I said it as a compliment. One in the chat if you think Pax Max has got an awesome accent. As soon as you came in, then it was like it came with gravitas, and but
that was the fake German.
yeah, but it's still like it. You think that fake German is a lot different to how you're speaking now. Look at all those ones. Look, loads of them. So I would suggest I am correct. and you are incorrect.
I am in the incorrect. That is not good. No.
So I could listen to that all night. So what's going on in your life? Yeah, here we go. We'll continue unless you've got something you want to bring to the party. Have you got something you want to talk about, or can I ask you a question? We could probably do both. Hang on one second, Max. Rollo, I gave you time to jump in, but you appeared not to jump in. So I'm sorry that didn't get sorted out. I know you've been trying. I might be able to squeeze you in at the end if you're up for it. And the Killer GP, love the channel, Chris. Don't always catch the live streams due to work and stuff, but always enjoy them when I do. Big up the scrubs. Hoyt to that, Killer GP. Thanks for the donation and thanks for enjoying the streams. It's a pleasure. It's an absolute privilege to be able to do them. Thank you. So you have got something to bring, I feel, Pax Max.
No, not really, I think. It's just, I was just wondering about that morning stream. I did get your message, but I thought I felt for a little bit of Lefieldski today in honor of the good movie Lebowski.
Okay. Hang on. So what's your experience with women? Before we go there, are you homosexual?
No, I don't think so.
Didn't think you were, but I needed to check. Or it could have been a very awkward conversation. So, what's your experience of relationships been like?
I'm probably the exact opposite of you. I've had very little. No, I have experience with very few women actually. So that would be the difference between you and me. Are
you talking sexually or relationship wise? Or
we're talking numbers.
Are you an actual incel? Are you what they warned BitChute about?
Yeah, maybe I am the guy they are warning about. I know. Actually, I would maybe classify as an incel. I lost my wife, so that was very involuntary.
What, lost as in died?
Yeah, as in dying. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and that's maybe a part of the link while I hang around here, because her life was lost to drugs. So.
No shit. What?
Yeah, that happens.
No, that does happen. Wow. I'm not going to patronize you by pretending I can even guess what that must be like. I've lost friends, obviously, but not a lover.
Yeah. Fuck. So, it was like the complete cocktail of drugs just in the end overpowered her, and she went away in the sleep, and that was the end.
Were you a drug user at the same time? Or completely not a drug user?
No. I have I only use alcohol, and I've ever only used alcohol.
Okay.
That would be my drug of choice, but yeah.
Wow.
But she was on a cocktail of antidepressants. Morphine variants, I would guess they were, and her life was basically a living hell, just pain because of her back. She's been on the surgeon's table for 3 times, and they've been picking and opening and knocking her bone bits in her spine around back and forth and gluing them together, putting in some titanium and reinforcing it. And that pain in the end, it never got better. It just got more and more downhill with every surgery. So yeah, that's how it went.
That's a harrowing story, man.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I don't trust hospitals. I've got a big problem with the whole discourse of medicine. As far as I can work out, it's largely experimentation. I don't think they, there's very few things they know how to treat. It's such a broad stroke kind of thing. An individual's bodies are all so different. When my father died, we'd do this to him. They'd done that to him. Didn't work. We'll do this to him. They'd done that to him. It was all right. He was all right for 2 days. Then he went into a coma. We'll do this to him. And it was just like, what's the fucking problem? Can you tell us why you're doing it and what's going on? Well, not really, because what? Hang on, what? You're just throwing everything at him, and then 3 weeks later, dead. And so ever since then, I've just, I've looked into it, and with the recent, I've got to be careful with the recent medical goings on in the world. It's kind of exposed itself, but that's a real tragedy. It's kind of above my pay grade. I'm sort of stumbling a little bit here, man. I don't really know how to. I feel really sad for you. Really sad for you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your I don't know, condolences or what to call it. But
has it prevented you from wanting to get close to another woman?
It's a roller coaster of emotions. You have a hard time understanding how could it slip so far under the radar that it was actually this close to the edge, and she fell off. So being here with the scrubs and listening to all of these experiences has really helped me understand a lot of how it ended up as it ended up. So that's really helpful to get a more understanding of how it could slip this far. And now I actually forgot your question, but that's
no, that's okay. That's okay. Now, what I asked you was, has it affected you getting close to women?
Oh yeah. Sorry. I would like to get back to like a normal, healthy relationship with someone, but at the moment I'm just not there.
How long ago did this happen?
It's about 2 years now.
Oh fuck! For some reason I was thinking it. I don't know why, but I'd put sort of 6 or 7 years on it. So that's really, really recent, isn't it? With something like that, that's really recent shit.
I don't know. Everybody deals with it different. I think so. I don't know if it's a lot or if it's a little or if it's yeah.
I didn't accept my father's death for 7 years. And I knew it was 7 years because I had a very little argument with a girlfriend and burst out into tears like I'd never cried since I was a child. And she knew it was disproportionate to the petty argument. And she was like, what's up? And I just said my dad died. And it was 7 years before. And it just came out and I suddenly thought I've only just accepted it. It was a really very strange watershed moment. And in that 7 years, that's when I completely went off the rails, because if you don't accept something like that, where are you? You're not living in reality. You can't because it has happened, Wow.
Yeah, that is also something I'm wondering about. Have I accepted it? What does it feel like if I have accepted it? Or because at the moment I still feel I'm floundering. I'm not really. I already had regrets, not regrets. I was already upset from the start because, as I've maybe told, if anybody remembers, I travel a lot, so I'm not at home. So the issue was that I was away and she passed away at home, and so I wasn't there to get close to the moment and sort of get closure. That was I think something that annoyed me a lot in the beginning, that I could not get close enough to it because I was away and I was stuck away. And then when I finally got home to deal with it, a lot of wheels has been set in motion because if somebody that young dies, and there is always an automatic investigation of if there was any foul play somewhere. So everything started into a police investigation, and she was hauled off to a technical morgue for examination, and because of Sweden being Sweden, there's like a whole stack of bodies of gangland crime shootings in between the technical examiner and her. So she was there for months before they could even start taking a look at this. And after that time, I could not see her. So I could not comprehend. I could not get that near her to get closure at that moment. And that has really stuck with me. So once she was available back to the mortuary, I asked, "Is there a possibility to see?" And he said, "No. There is nothing to see. This is not possible. There is nothing well preserved enough to take a look at." So mentally, she's in my head stuck in limbo. I would guess. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. So that's where I am, kind of stuck. So maybe I'm also waiting for that closure, because there is something messing with my head at all times regarding this. So, yeah.
You know, it's all, when I was talking about my issues with medicine, it's all that sort of stuff as well. And also, this might sound a little bit out of tune compared to what we're talking about, but a friend of mine's dad, they just wouldn't let him die. He said to them, "Can you stop keeping me alive? I've had my life. I'm 80 odd. I've had 5 years too much." And they said, "No, we it's our job to keep you alive." And he didn't want to be alive. And you know, he'd almost die, and they'd stick something in him, turn some knobs, and they'd come around again and be like, "For you fuckers." And it's, you know, I really don't trust them. I really don't trust them. And to hear that, that's awful what you just said. Can I see her? There's nothing there to see. Fuck off. Jesus, man.
Yeah, it is a criminal examination. So they cut her up from chin to to groin and take a look at the bits. Open the head. Is the brain okay? Or, was there trauma? So there was basically probably a half-decayed Frankenstein in the body bag when I had a chance to look at it.
Have you tried to get any help around this, or is that not your thing? You know, have you talked to anyone, or
there is the trust for the psychologist issues. So yes, I'm looking for more help with this because I'm not feeling particularly normal. So compared to what I used to feel. So there is something I need help to deal with, and because nothing is coming forth on its own as it feels right now. So maybe some professional help would make a difference. Yeah,
I'm with you on that as well, though, because you're dealing with humans, and some of them are at fault, some of them aren't as good as they should be with these things, and sometimes they can do more damage. They certainly have in my rehab career. Well, I don't really know what to say, man. I've just had the little beep boop 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 in my ear telling me I've got about 3 minutes left charge in my headphones.
Oh dear. Shall we cram Rollo in here? I hope he has something more joyous to talk about.
Well, listen, mate, I mean, I don't really know what to say, but best of luck to you, man. What a terrible thing to go through. Life can be fucking difficult. It can be.
Yeah. Sometimes it managed to compound a curveball and a fastball all in one and just smack in the face.
But you're a lovely bloke, and it's always been a pleasure to talk to you.
It's scrub power keeps me on.
Right to that, Pax,
Right.
man. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, man. Wow. Well, you know, this stuff happens in life. You know, my family, I'm not taking it away from Pax Max, but I don't want to say stuff that I don't know about. But we had a mother, a father, and 2 sons, and it was a normal working class family. My dad got sick. 3 weeks later, he was dead, 54 years old. My brother left home, I left home, my mother was left on her own. It just devastated us. My brother became an alcoholic, my mum's an alcoholic, I was a smackhead. You know, I'm not blaming the death of my father on those things, but there's without doubt a relationship there. And yet it's the most inevitable thing is people die. And you know, I've talked before about stories and death in stories and how the European tradition of storytelling, the figure of death has been so important. You know, we used to read our children's stories about death, and that's been removed from our culture. And the further we take death out of our stories, the further we remove ourselves from being able to accept it, experience it, to get something valuable from it. And it actually just leaves us in states of trauma and distress. And, you know, these are the sort of deep psychological damages that have been done to people of European descent, as well as all the other things that we know about. I think I missed a couple of super chats on the way there. Let me have a look. Willow dropped a $5. Pax Max, what's your wife's first name, buddy? Well, that'll be up to Pax Max if he wants to disclose that information, but I kind of understand why you asked it. Nice one, Willow. Thanks for the donation. Rollo, if you want to come in, mate, I've probably got about 3 minutes left because you get a little boop, 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 and that's to say these are about to run out. So I'll put the thing in the chat. Haven't we had an interesting... The Scrubs are amazing people. You know, we've picked like, 5 or 6 random people, and they've all been polite, honest, engaging. Yeah, I love this place. Bless you all. I absolutely, you know, I get so many people write to me, you won't believe how much your channel has done for me. Pax Max said it there, being around people who've used drugs and that has helped him understand little bits. But for me too. You know, you saw me a couple of months ago. You know, that's where I can end up without even knowing about it. So, you know, really, it's an absolute privilege to be able to talk to you people. And to know that a fair amount of you will come to every stream and forgave me for that fuck up back then. You know, we used to have 250, 300 people per stream. After that, it went down to 100. We're slowly going back up. We've got some new people in. Rollo, you want to come in, mate, or have you given up on that? I'm sorry that I didn't get you in on time. Mrs. Me in it, I got shit-faced on your coconut and cherry liqueur. I thought, thank you for those little glasses. I didn't take the wrapping off. I was looking for something to drink it out of. I had this little... it's like a little bowl for chili sauce in the end. And then when I pulled the wrapping off, it had 2 little shot glasses. I thought I'll just have 1, 2. By the time we got back from the restaurant, I'd done half the bottle. But anyway, she says, hi, you all and Dangerfield. Santa bought us COVID for Christmas Day, courtesy of a bloke who's on site who sneezed in Mouse Cat's face. That's New Year's fuck too. I had to throw out shitloads of food. You know, I was showing everyone just the other day this absolutely gorgeous, and you know, it's even got a writer's quill on it. The effort, if you put that kind of effort and those handmade Christmas crackers, the missus loves her thing as well. She hasn't taken it off since. For me, the amount of effort you must make for everyone in your life, and to have that taken from you, oh, you poor thing. Well, my thoughts go out to you. Sorry, man. Well, not man. That would be awful, wouldn't it? I think there's another super chat. I think I'm losing. Oh, okay. No worries. Rollo, no problem. It's just I saw you try and come in a couple of times. That's why I was offering it to you. I've only probably got about a minute left. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Much love all, and much love to you. I think there's another one there from Rollo again. I'm too shy now. The guests have all been very moving. But you don't have to be moving. You can just come in and we can talk about football if you want, but no problem. I don't want to pressure anyone. Nice one. Well done all. And thank you, Rollo, for that donation. And yeah, it's been a cracking night. Nice one, Ted. Stay strong, Pax Max. He's a lovely geezer. Sign up to my Substack. Read his review, his comment in the last story, which is called, what's it fucking called? Will the smiles of women make good my sins? And there's a bit in his review where he conjures up this sort of magical realist sort of situation. And there's a bit where he's basically talking about me mid-sex, looking up and saying, what else? Like, what else? You know, what else can I consume to distract myself? And as soon as I read that, I thought that's the story of my life. You know, more, I need more. You smoke weed when you're 15. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I need something a bit stronger. Have some acid. This is nice. I need something a bit stronger. I'll have 3 blotters. Oh, this is nice. I need something a bit stronger. I'll get on the speed. Oh, this is nice. I need something a bit stronger. I'll get on the cocaine, speed, and acid, and hash, and alcohol. Oh, this is nice, but I need something a bit stronger. Now I'm on speed, cocaine, acid, hash, and crack. Oh, this is nice, but I need something a bit stronger. I'll start injecting it. Oh, this is nice, but I need something. More. And then when you're jabbing fucking speedballs into an hole in your groin, might be time to think, maybe not. You have to run pretty fast to get away from yourself because you're always going to be there. And fuck me, you know, killing yourself to get away from yourself, which is what you're essentially doing in that situation, is a real sadness. Nice one, Ted. All right, people, I think we are done here because I just had it in the other one, which means they're both running out. I'm going to play a piece of music as we leave, as we always do. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who called in. I think this has been the best calling we've done, actually. I think everyone offered something different. And again, the honesty, the sincerity, I think the only weak point was me. And, you know, we had some laughs in there as well. And excellent stuff. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Sign up to my Substack. I'll never monetize it. Link in the description. There's some cracking stories. If you put your email in, any new ones will be emailed to you, but there's 13 or 14 in the archive. One of them's like 900 words, and then there's another one which is 10,000, but have a look. Jeremy says, power to all Scrubs and Pax Max. Hoyt to that. Nice one, Jeremy. I will be putting your messages on the screen as the music plays. And I think it's going to have to be the really nice slow one that everyone's been grooving to lately. Hang on a minute. Thank you again. Thank you all you lot. We did celebrate Kwanzaa, Quasi Wakanda, whatever it was called. Arklow, definitely worth watching again, Arklow. It's been quite the emotional and quite the interesting stream, actually. I'm going to get on with my novel. I'm going to do my 5-second thing, and if I haven't started, well, actually, I'm not going to get on with my novel as soon as I finish. I might watch a little bit of Salty Cracker, might just have a little breather. I have got another Galan in the fridge that I might plough through and get a bit fatter with old age. Happy Wakanda, everyone. And I'll see you this morning I think I started about 8 o'clock. So look, I do stream twice a day. Look out for those streams. My Telegram link's in the description if you always want to be notified. And I'm trying to get more other stuff on that to make it a bit more worthwhile. You've all been absolutely brilliant. Bless you all. And don't forget, you have value. Whatever anyone tells you, whatever the world tells you, you have value. Make your one life count because it's worth it. Take care, everyone. And just as it was an almost perfect stream, I forgot to select audio. Here we go. Ta-da!
Night is drawing in. We must ruminate and then begin. Ever that might telling this tale might illuminate the midnight trail. The light of my life, the light of my life was supernatural. Oh, Lord. Many men will come to fight, and their destiny unfolds this night. So you must fall under the spell of the mystery.
Sorry, I missed an entropy by Respawn. He said, "You're a machine, Chris." A sensual one, I hope, Mr. Respawn. Thanks for that, mate. Sorry I missed it during the stream.
That I will tell. The light of my life, the light of my life was supernatural.
Chris Air. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Chris Air. Cheers, Clark. Appreciato.
Take the prophecy from in my hand.
Oh, shit. I'm in all sorts of trouble.
Long, shadowy place will be sanctuary in darkest days. The light of my life, the light of my life was supernatural. The light of my life, the light of my life was supernatural.
Apologies about the Irish thing. I'll never work that one out, but I think I've got it now. I don't think I called him Irish. Maybe I just said Irish accent, but yeah, I've got to get on that one a bit better. Get on my Substack, people. You'll love it. Thank you, everyone. It's been an absolute cracker. 3.5 hours. Yeah, I'll be working on my novel maybe tomorrow. Hi.